evening, everyone. I'm Dave McKennis. Nice to have you with us as we kick off football in October here on Sports West. This is an important game for these two teams. Tulsa just wants to keep on winning. They've got a 2-game winning streak and won 2 games in the last 2 seasons. And Hawaii just wants to win on the road. Here's a look at the WAC standings. Again, very early on. A lot of games going on tonight. Next week, things kick into gear with Hawaii and Fresno State. But Kelly Stoffer, tonight is a dangerous game for the Warriors. They're a long ways away from home, and the Golden Hurricane have a lot of momentum.
Yeah, they've won 2 games in the last 2 weeks. They've enjoyed that over the bye week. We'll see if it carries over tonight.
They're going to have to deal with Timmy Chang, and it's hard to deal with Chang. He can throw the football all over the place.
Yeah, he's 30 starts. He's averaged over 300 yards. You can see what he's done on the year thus far. 6 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. He's had a habit of getting into trouble just a little bit, but this is a quarterback that can do absolutely everything. And he only gets sacked about once every 34 attempts, which is a big benefit as well.
On the other side of the football is James Killian. Now, he's a much different kind of quarterback. He likes to run. He's the leading rusher on this team.
Yeah, it's kind of unusual, but really he's asked to do whatever it takes to win, and it's a totally different style of football. You can see what he's done. The big thing is 6 touchdown passes, only 2 interceptions. He's efficient with the football, and they're going to need to be today.
See James Killian moving around. And he loves to run. 6 career rushing touchdowns. So Hawaii comes into this game without their 3 best receivers, whether it be because of suspension or injury. But that doesn't take the heat off the secondary. And Kedrick Alexander and company will have their hands full.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. They have some experience back there with Alexander and a handful of others. And they will play 5, 6, sometimes 7 defensive backs. But the question is whether it's going to be enough, because Hawaii thinks they still have 5 or 6 good receivers to put on the field.
Hawaii was picked to win the WAC. Tulsa was picked to finish dead last. An upset tonight will really turn things upside down. Hawaii and Tulsa kick on 9 degrees. Just a very, very slight breeze. 30% chance of rain in the forecast. This is just the 7th meeting between these two teams. Hawaii leads the series 4-2. They beat the Golden Hurricane last year 37-14 at Aloha Stadium. Tulsa's last win in the series was in Hawaii in 2000. They won 24-14. June Jones in his 5th season at Hawaii. He's coaching the CFL, the NFL, the WFL, the USFL, and now in college says he just loves it. The time he's spending with his kids in Honolulu. And on the other side of the field, Steve Cragthorpe in his 1st season last year, he was with the Buffalo Bills trying to help Drew Bledsoe as the quarterback's coach. He is the head man in Tulsa. They're 2-2. Cragthorpe just 38 years old. Tulsa will get the ball first, and the kickoff is presented by Crystal Inn, where we delight every guest every day, one at a time. Justin Ayat set to kick it off for Hawaii. Urel Parrish and Romby Bryant back deep for the Golden Hurricane.
It would really be important to begin this game that Tulsa not only sustains drives, but gets points out of their drives. They have to hold on to the football mainly to keep it away from Timmy Chang and the gang on the other side of the field.
Parrish from a yard in. And he fights hard up to the 19-yard line. And that's where the Golden Hurricane will go to work. This is an interesting team. They're still developing their identity offensively. They've kind of taken a little bit from here, a little bit from there. They've had pretty good balance running and throwing.
They really have, and the quarterback is the epitome of that. He's the leading rusher, obviously the leading passer, and that's really what this offense calls for. Until they get the system in place and get these players playing the scheme well, then they're going to have to basically do whatever you can do well week in and week out.
Look at James Killian, a junior out of Medford, Oklahoma. On 1st and 10, Richardson in the backfield. 9th all-time leading rusher for the Golden Hurricane, and he's across the 20, knocked down at the 22. Hiram Peters in on the stop for the Warriors.
I'll tell you what, that would be a welcome sight if they can get Richardson going early in this game and not put all of that on Killian early on.
Richardson needs a 100-yard day to move up to 6th all-time. As we look at the starting lineups presented by NordicTrack.com. Life's an adventure. Get ready for it online. Richardson will be a key figure on the field tonight. Play action on 2nd down. All kinds of time for Killian and a man open. Romby Bryant A senior out of Oklahoma City, his 14th grab of the season, and it's enough for a Tulsa first down. Now the Hawaii defense, Louis Funga starting in place of the injured Isaac Supuanga. And into the linebackers, Curran's had an outstanding season. 10 tackles a week ago against Rice, and Kevin Millhouse, a two-time All-WAC performer in the secondary. 1st and 10 Tulsa from the 37. And another look for Richardson, and this time the Warriors are waiting for him, and he's cut down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
And this is what they have to try to do. Get outside quickly, a quick pitch. They have to establish the running game if they have an opportunity, mainly to control the football.
Chad Kalimoku on the stop, a senior out of Roosevelt High School in Oahu. And time ticking down here, early minutes of the first quarter. 2nd down and 10. Killian again with all kinds of time, and he threw it too hard for Richardson. Richardson had some room in front of him, but it falls incomplete and brings up 3rd down. Kalimoku on the coverage for Hawaii. The Warriors started their trip here on Wednesday. They flew to Houston and spent a couple of days, and then came over last night. There's no easy road trip from the islands, and June Jones has probably figured out how to do it right more than any of the Hawaii coaches before him, that he likes to take an extra day. 3rd down and 10, and Killian working from the shotgun for the first time in this young football game. Pressure comes from LeBoy. Screen pass set up and cut down after a 2-yard gain by Funga. Funga on the stop, and the Hurricane will have to kick it away.
We've seen a little bit of the game plan already in this first drive for Tulsa. They're going to try to run the football, and then it's a lot of misdirection, screens, boots, that type of play to try to use Hawaii's aggressiveness as an advantage for Tulsa.
Chris Kindred, a walk-on punter, ready to kick, and Mike Bass is deep for the Warriors. Ball takes a Hawaii bounce, and the Warriors will start from the 32, a 27-yard punt by Chris Kindred. And our first look at Timmy Chang, who's ready to go right to work, a junior. The St. Louis High School product, one of the many Hawaii football players out of St. Louis High School. One of the biggest things June Jones ever accomplished was getting players like Chang to stay home and play football for the Warriors.
And obviously there are a lot of good players on the islands over there, and if they can keep the majority of them home, they're going to have a great program year after year.
Mike Bass starting in the backfield with Chang. Again, Hawaii's top 3 receivers not playing tonight. On 1st down, a draw up the middle, and Bass gets across the 35 to the 36. Jeremy Davis, a senior out of Tulsa, making the stop. Here are the starting lineups for Hawaii. Derek Fa'avi anchors this very young offensive line. He's a sophomore. We'll see a lot of Brewster, Dickerson, and Kaumine catching the football. We'll set the Tulsa defense in a moment. It's 2nd down and 8, so it's a 2-yard run for Mike Bass. A lot of shifting going on in the Golden Hurricane defense. Blitz is on, and it's another running play. And Bass gets 2 more. Josh Walker, junior out of Tulsa Edison High School, on the stop. So consecutive runs to start the football game. Jeremy Davis, one of the seniors up front for Tulsa as we look at the Hurricane defense. Nick Bunting, a freshman, really come on. The WAC Defensive Player of the Week after the Arkansas State game. And we mentioned Alexander before kickoff. He and his colleagues in the secondary figure to have a very busy night. 3rd and 6. Blitz is on, and Chang throws complete, and it's enough for a 1st down. Gerald Welch, the junior from Oahu, makes the catch.
This is what is so tough about this offense, and particularly Chang, is you just don't get to him. That time Tulsa brought the house. They brought a couple of extra people and you just don't get to him. And even when you get to him and get in his face, he has that sense of just moving enough to get his throw off or getting out of the pocket, which is when he's really dangerous.
Saw Nick Graham holding on for dear life. They got enough, and it's a first down Hawaii at the 44. Tulsa, a zone defense by nature, and here they have pressure on Chang, but he unloads it. Making something out of nothing, and that's West Keliikipi, pulled down by Nick Bunting.
And this time Tulsa actually only brought the 3 down linemen, and they got good pressure right there, but that's what he has the knack of doing. He just has a feel of how to escape just enough to make an impromptu play like that. So incredibly tough.
Keliikipi getting his first call of action on the night, picks up 5 yards, 2nd and 5. It's Dickerson in motion. Chang goes to work like a surgeon, and he's never in a hurry. Steps up in the pocket and throws it deep, and incomplete. One thing June Jones told us during the week is he's so impressed with the arm strength of Timmy Chang. Sean Stennis, the intended receiver, he's making his first start tonight, in for the injured Jeremiah Cockheran. And it'll be 3rd down and 5.
And Hawaii puts pressure on you in so many ways. They almost always put at least 4 receivers into the pattern at a time. Right now, Tulsa feels that they're going to just play zone rush, usually just a 3 down lineman, and play a zone behind it and keep the ball in front of them.
The crowd making a little noise on 3rd down and 5. Chang throws complete, and it's into Tulsa territory. And it's a first down. Dickerson, his 7th grab of the season. And the chains move again. Alexander on the stop for Tulsa, along with Nick Graham. Moves
Dickerson
like a surgeon, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing because on 3rd down, you get him in a 3rd and long situation. That means nothing to Timmy Chang. And he has a receiver. In this case, it's Dickerson, one of the top receivers that is not hurt or suspended.
Chang again, quick release, and another completion inside the 40 to the 39, and it's Britton Kaumine, his first grab of the night, brought down by Clint Roundtree.
And notice how quickly Chang makes the decision right there. He just throws to what the defense is giving him, and that's the type of thing that frustrates a defense, but Tulsa is playing it just right. Keep the ball in front of you and make Chang and the rest of the offense prove that they can put a drive together to score points. Don't give up the big play.
Chang 4 of 5 to start the football game. He had 70 pass attempts last week, was only sacked once. Under pressure again, flips it to Bass. And Bass kicks to the outside, and a touchdown saving tackle made by Kendrick Alexander as Bass gets to the 12-yard line.
Tulsa defensive coordinator Todd Graham said that this is one of the things that he fears right here is not only do they throw the ball well, but their ability to screen and to draw a little bit misdirection, and this is it right here. You're lathered up, the defensive front's coming after the quarterback, and then they just flip it in front of you and let him run down the field.
The Warriors on the march with their first offensive possession. 1st and 10 from the 12. Bass in the backfield. And it's Chang, a little delay to Bass. And he weaves inside the 10. Falls down at the 7. Shannon Carter on the stop. And Hawaii's getting 5-6 yards on about every play.
You know, if you get there, then you have to tackle him. A little missed tackle, and that's the one thing we heard from the coordinator Graham as well, is they have to tackle well today. When you have an opportunity, put him on the ground. You can see what they're already doing. Chang is proving right now that he has the ability and this offense to be efficient, put a drive together to score points. Currently 9 plays, 60 yards.
Bass again inside the 5, fumbles! And Tulsa has got it. Bass took a hit from Michael Adet. Shannon Carter, now wait. Now the crowd reacts, and they're going to keep it Hawaii football.
They're going to say that his knee was down, and I just absolutely don't believe it was. It looks like the ball comes out just before the knee goes down. The left knee was going to the ground, but it moved forward just a little bit. I think they missed his call right here.
Big break for Hawaii. It's 1st and goal from the goal line. And another running play and a touchdown. And it's West Keliikipi. So a missed call by the officials gives Hawaii a 1st and goal from the goal line, and they pounded in there with 4 runs on that opening drive. Remember, June Jones told us the other day he dreams of a game where he won't have to call one running play at all.
And that will happen. I guarantee you that will happen before very long. But that's what what makes this offense so explosive is they can mix in that run that absolutely kills you.
Justin Ayat for the extra point, and it's blocked. Ayat now 13 of 17, kicking extra points on the season. Bobby Blackshear blocks the extra point. But it comes after a very impressive drive by Hawaii to get on the scoreboard. And with 7:24 to go in the first, the Warriors lead 6-0. Hawaii with 7:24 to go in the first quarter. And the Warriors, nice job on that opening drive. Let's take a look at tonight's game task list presented by Franklin Covey.
Distributes all receivers. Against Rice, Chang threw to 11 different receivers, and he doesn't have any problem doing that tonight, mixing a little run. Forget about the road. How does Hawaii play on the road? And for Tulsa, sustain the drive and offense. They haven't been able to do that yet and create turnovers. They should have had a turnover on that opening drive right there with Hawaii.
Parrish from the 1-yard line. And he's greeted at the 15 by a handful of white shirts. And the Warriors have forgotten about life on the road so far. They're playing pretty good football.
Well, right now, one of the questions coming into this game, does Tulsa have the athletic ability in their players yet, really in the players that this coaching staff inherited, to really compete at the Western Athletic Conference level? And right now it's in question because on every aspect of the game, you see them behind one step and getting out physical at this point in time. That's not a good sign.
1st and 10, Tulsa from the 16. And Killian back to the air. This is Landrum. And Landrum's wrestled out of bounds just shy of the 20. A pickup of about 3.5. Throughout the game, watch for the scoring summaries brought to you by Franklin Covey and its partner AT&T Wireless. Come see the Palm Tungsten W by AT&T Wireless at Franklin Covey locations.
Tulsa does a great job of just mixing really everything in. They'll put 2 wide receivers, this time a quick screen to the wide receiver. They're going to try to use Hawaii's aggressiveness on defense as an advantage for themselves, and that's one way you do it right there, a quick screen to a wide receiver.
Killian 3 of 4. Richardson in the backfield as Killian works from the shotgun on 2nd down and 6. And we mentioned he loves to run, and he's got a 1st down. Lowers his shoulder and pulls near the 30. Kernan and Peters on the stop for Hawaii, but not before Killian runs for a 1st down.
And that's another classic example of how you use the defense's speed and aggressiveness as a weapon. You know, let them flow to the ball. The quarterback pulls it out. That's really a read. He's reading that defensive end. If the defensive end chases his running back, he pulls out and runs around the end.
Play action again, and Killian's going deep, throws into double coverage, and over everybody, and incomplete. Hiram Peters was closest to it. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Killian set all kinds of passing records at Medford High School, playing 8-man football, but coming out of school, he was offered just 1 scholarship, and that was from Tulsa. Kansas State had given him the opportunity to walk on. But he decided, he's a smart kid, decided to have someone pay for his schooling. And he fought and won the starting job coming into fall camp. 2nd and 10. straight drop, and it's Killian on the run again. Crossed the 30 and wrestled down just past the 32. Keliikipi on the stop for Hawaii, and it'll be 3rd down and long.
And we've seen on film Killian do this the entire season so far, but that's a good way to be efficient as a quarterback. If no receiver is open, don't put your defense into a bad spot, especially with Chang sitting on the sideline. Tuck the ball and get what you can and line up on 3rd down.
Rather successful on 3rd down, 1/3 of the time. Here's some razzle-dazzle, and they're going to throw it right back to Killian, and he's got blockers in front of him. 1st down. Killian into Warrior territory. Offensive coordinator Charlie Stubbs is not afraid to call anything in the playbook. And it's a nice time for a throwback to the quarterback. Leonard Peters knocking Killian out of bounds.
Well, Coach Stubbs is the one that said we're going to use Hawaii's aggressiveness as to our advantage, and this is one way. They pursue so quickly, let him run over to the ball carrier, and he throws it back. And this is what Tulsa has to do, really. They have to pull out all stops offensively. Don't be conservative in the name of keeping the ball away from Chang, but do what you have to do to sustain drives and score points.
21 yards on the reception by Killian. And on 1st and 10 from the 46, he's back looking for more. Throws low and incomplete. Intended for the tight end, Garrett Mills. We'll see a lot of the tight ends tonight. Caleb Blankenship and Mills give Charlie Stubbs and the offense a 1-2 punch with their tight ends.
And they're really undersized tight ends, so they can also stretch the field vertically when they want to throw the ball out of that 2 tight end set.
This Sports West College football telecast is brought to you in part by Advantage Rent-A-Car. Book online at arac.com and receive double frequent rental club points from Advantage. 2nd and 10 from the 46. Killian again under heavy pressure and throws incomplete. Abu Mafala leading the way on the defensive attack.
Hawaii is very stout up front. They have about 6 guys really that they can rotate through there, with their best one not even being here tonight. But Tulsa, if they're going to take advantage and sustain drives, when they drop back to throw the football without any bootleg or play action type of pass, they have to be able to protect the passer. Hawaii only brought the front 4 guys that time.
3rd down and 10. In need of another big play. Killian with all day to run. Another 1st down. And Killian's inside the 25. Keliikipi on the stop for Hawaii, but they are really struggling defensively with Killian, and everyone on Tulsa staff tells us he's not very fast, but somehow he finds a way to run.
At 6'4", a few steps, all of a sudden you're down the field. But the thing that happened here is Hawaii was in what you call a man-free defense, a free safety in the middle of the field, man-to-man on all the underneath receivers. His receivers did a good job of clearing out. There's no one left there. He's being chased right there by a linebacker. And he's fast enough to get the job done.
Ball marked at the 20. New 1st down. Here comes Landrum for the Golden Hurricane. Landrum inside the 10, and a flag comes out. Kernan on the stop. This will be our first penalty of the football game. See some of the speed of Jermaine Landrum. Former high school quarterback. He can step back and throw it, as we have seen, but it's holding against Tulsa.
It's so hard to sustain your block on the corner when you're running that speed reverse. It takes a long time for that reverse back to get out to you, and that receiver out there on the corner has to sustain his block, it seems like, forever, and sometimes that's exactly what happens. You end up grabbing some jersey, and an official standing right next to you throws a flag.
On the run, holding on the offense, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. The down will still be 1.
It's going to be incredibly important not only to sustain drives, but also to get points off the drive. You can see right there, great hustle by the wide receiver pushing that defensive back by, but he had a fistful of jersey right at the top, right there. You can see he really didn't have to do that. You have to understand your place on the field. At that point in time, turn it over to the guy carrying the ball and let him get something done.
Urel Parrish now in the backfield for Tulsa as they are trying to answer the Hawaii drive with an impressive march of their own. First down, Killian, a throwback. And another nice play to Garrett Mills. And Mills gets to the 15, so he gets 6 yards of it back, and it's second down and 5. Leonard Peters on the tackle.
Really more of the same right here. This time it's a throwback screen to the tight end, and they throw to their tight ends a ton. And really, they're almost like oversized wide receivers. They use them to block, but this is the effect that they have. You can hide that tight end in the line of scrimmage in a lot of different places. Sneak him out the backside. In this case, throw a screen to Mills.
11th play of the drive. Second down and 5 from the 15. A fake to Parrish, and Killian's wrapped up. Nearly lost the football. This time Travis LeBoy was not buying any type of fake from Killian, and he loses the 5 that they had gained on the screen pass to the tight end. And it's third down and 10 once again for Tulsa.
Well, LeBoy is a quick study. That's exactly what Killian ran around the end on his end earlier in this drive. And what you do as a quarterback is you read that end, and if he jumps your running back, you pull it and run around to that end, because LeBoy's the one in charge of contain right there. Quick study, because he had contained that time.
Third and 10. Killian under pressure again, throws incomplete. The pocket held up, but the coverage downfield was excellent. And a field goal try is coming up for Tulsa.
And you can tell that right now Tulsa's not real comfortable, either Killian or the guys up front, being able to protect it, just a straight drop back pass. Hawaii's only bringing the front 4 right here, a little line set with the defensive end coming inside, but they're only bringing 4 guys. The offensive line have to be able to adjust, and 5 guys on 4, they have to be able to protect the quarterback.
Lance Samuseba bringing the pressure for Hawaii. Brad DeVault, field goal try, and DeVault gets Tulsa on the board. Now 6 of 10 kicking field goals this season. The sophomore from nearby, from right here in Tulsa. And with 3:35 to go, it is 6-3 Hawaii. You're watching college football on Sports West. We're back after a message from your local Brad DeVault's field goal cuts the Hawaii advantage in half, and it is 6-3 for the Warriors with 3:36 to play here in the opening quarter with the Franklin Covey scoring drive. 12 plays, 64 yards. We saw a bunch of razzle-dazzle in those 12 plays. And all the cows will be out of the barn tonight, as they say.
That's what it's going to take, a great mix of play calling.
Michael Brewster deep for Hawaii. Takes it from the ones where they really missed Chad Owens. But Brewster has some speed if he can just find the lane. He's cut down at the 20, where we'll see Timmy Chang once again. Jorma Bailey on the stop for Tulsa.
And Timmy's off to a great start already. He's seeing the defense clearly. He's a very accurate quarterback, whether he's sitting in the pocket or whether he has to move like this. He can get it done basically in every way a quarterback has to. And the frustrating thing for defense, he makes such quick decisions, it's almost impossible to get to this young man.
Chang's first career start came against Tulsa in 2000. He became Hawaii's all-time leading passer against the Golden Hurricane last season. These seem to be milestone-type matchups for Timmy Chang. Another run on first down. And a big run around the outside. And Dickerson showing his speed as he moves the ball out near midfield. Shannon Carter on the stop.
A little wrinkle where they brought Dickerson in motion, and he actually curled from the left side and came back and took that ball. And this is the kind of thing that really stretches the defense in a big way. Is not only is Chang putting 4 wide receivers into the pattern, but then they're able to run the ball effectively in various ways, which they're doing a much better job of this year.
Dickerson stepping up with Owens and Cockheran out. Chang over the middle of the field, wide open. Kamine, And another first down into Tulsa territory at the 31. Clint Roundtree on the stop for the Hurricane. Timmy Chang is getting all day long to just pick his spot.
Well, Tulsa is electing to only bring 3 down linemen as the rush and drop 5 into coverage. They're going to have to change that strategy. They know, and we heard from Coach Stubbs, that it's almost impossible to, or Coach Graham, impossible to get to him. They're going to have to find a way because the big zone defense isn't getting it done right now.
Keliikipi in the backfield with Chang on 1st and 10 from the Tulsa 36. And a flag flies at the line of scrimmage.
One of those big offensive linemen got to rocking just a little bit.
Right to the snap, false start on the offense, 5-yard penalty. The down is still 1.
Hawaii's had a lot of trouble with turnovers here on the continent. They struggled with USC and they coughed it up 6 times against UNLV. And on that first drive, they fumbled on the 1-yard line.
That really should have been a fumble, and that's the kind of thing that has short-circuited them on the mainland. I don't know if that has anything to do with their travel schedule, but I think that is one reason why it's hard for them to play on the road.
Michael Brewster now in the backfield with Chang. You see the shifting going on. The Golden Hurricane bring a blitz, and it's Brewster into the heart of the field. And he's stopped by the freshman out of Tulsa, Nick Bunning, but not before picking up 6.
Yeah,
It'll be 2nd and 4.
Various kind of screens. This is the jailbreak screen. Look at all the Tulsa defensive linemen that were lured into thinking they were getting to Chang. Then he just flips it inside of them and gives it to Brewster, who gets up inside. That play's a devastating play. That's like really like a draw play for this type of offense.
Brewster started his career as a walk-on at Tennessee. Ran the ball for 48 yards for the Vols in the 2000 season. Decided he'd rather see the beach than Tennessee and made the transfer. Britton Kamine again close to the first down marker. Stopped by Bunning and Alexander. It'll be 3rd and about 1.
Coach Craig Thorpe said that he wouldn't be surprised if Chang completed 30-some balls on him tonight, but this is what they want to do, is keep the ball in front of them, break on the ball, make a tackle, don't give the receivers any yards after the catch, and make Chang and the rest of this offense put together good, long, sustained drives in order to get points.
Keliikipi got the ball at the goal line on 1st and goal. This is 3rd and 1. He's 266 pounds. Let's see if he gets it. No, there's short yardage call. Nope, Chang's going to throw it. And Chang shows he too can get out of the pocket and take off. And it's a 1st down run for Timmy Chang. Out of bounds at the 19. A rare run by Chang. He's told by Coach June Jones not to run, especially if the defense is in a zone. If he just waits long enough, somebody will get open, but he takes off here.
Yeah, this is the case that Coach wants him running, because the defense is in more of a man-to-man type of defense on 3rd and short yardage, and that's the perfect time for a quarterback to break out of the pocket and make a big play. We saw Killian do it already on the other side of the ball.
Bass in the backfield with Chang. 1st down Hawaii, just inside the Tulsa 20. And this is Bass. He gets around the corner and picks up another 1st down inside the 10. And Bass stopped by Ledette. 24 yards rushing for Bass. These are the running warriors tonight.
And June Jones hinted about this, as a matter of fact. He said that they believe that they have probably 3 running backs that can play at a high level, and he said you'll probably see some of that on Saturday, and we've already seen it. They're running the football. This isn't obviously going to be one of those games where they throw every down.
The ball spotted about an inch shy of the 1st down, so it rests inside the 10, and it's 2nd down and inches. And the big body of another touchdown run. Keliikipi, his 2nd of this 1st quarter, and you can see how difficult he is to bring down. And he makes it look very easy.
And he actually made it look easy by having a little wiggle in his step that time. You know, he's at 250 pounds, you think he just lowers his shoulder about right there and runs over somebody, but he actually makes people miss, about 3 or 4 of them on that nice little run there.
Second touchdown run for the junior. And Justin Ayat is back to try his second extra point try. The first was blocked by Tulsa. Now this one gets right up and through. So with 45 seconds to play in the opening quarter, it is now Hawaii 13 and Tulsa 3. Margin of error starts to shrink for the Golden Hurricane. Big play of the first quarter is presented by Xbox Live. And here's the Xbox big play that belongs to Big West Keliikipi, a junior out of Waianae. He shows his skills, gets in the end zone for the second time.
For a big man, he made about 3 Tulsa defenders miss that time. Great run, but you could have picked about a half dozen different plays as far as Hawaii is concerned.
Parrish and Johnson are back deep for the Golden Hurricane. And Ayat boots it again. And this is Parrish, 8 yards in. He'll put a knee down, and Tulsa will start from the 20.
And this is really an important drive for Tulsa. They have to go down, sustain the ball, get points, and more importantly, not get their heads down, because that's just the nature of playing Hawaii. 7 plays, 80 yards, 245. And Tulsa's doing the right thing. Defensively, they're forcing Timmy Chang and the rest of the offense to sustain drives to score points. Right now, though, Timmy's saying, we'll do that if you force us to.
The Golden Hurricane attack back on the field. See what adjustments they have made. Garrett Mills lining up in the fullback spot on first down. And this is Parrish. Parrish with a big run across the 35 to the 36. Tackled by Hiram Peters. This Sports West College football presentation is brought to you in part by Delta. Now Sky Miles members can check in from their Homer office on delta.com. An impressive run by Parrish. That moment frozen in time there as time ticks away in the first quarter, under 30 seconds. And boy, wouldn't Tulsa love to get the ground game going to free up some play action.
Oh my.
Parrish again. This time the Warriors are waiting for him. He picks up 3 before he is piled up.
I think that's a classic case of an offensive coordinator seeing a play work to one side, and you just say, okay, quarterback, flip it and run it to the opposite side. And that time it didn't work so well on the left side of the defensive line.
Lance Samaseva on the stop for Hawaii as time expires in the first quarter. 2 touchdown runs for the Warriors have given Hawaii a 13-3 lead on the road at Tulsa. Hurricane 13-3 as we begin the second quarter. And the Golden Hurricane have a 2nd and 7 waiting for them at their own 39. Urel Parrish continues in the backfield. And play action. Killian throws incomplete. Intended for Caleb Blankenship. Hiram Peters on the coverage.
We can see the first quarter stats right here. Passing yards obviously are going to be a little bit different. I think Tulsa has been fairly effective at running the football, but the other key is so has Hawaii, and that's really hurt them. First downs, fairly even. Efficiency. Timmy Chang is hot on third down. He kept some driving alive, making good throws on third down. Time of possession is really not that much different right now. This actual drive right here will maybe throw that time in possession in favor of Tulsa, which is necessary here.
3rd down and 7. Killian throws complete. No, incomplete. Montease Colton was bobbling it, going out of bounds. Millhouse was there to tackle him. And Tulsa is looking at 4th down and 7.
And Colton has to make this play, and Killian has to make this throw. That's the type of thing that has to happen in order for Tulsa to sustain drives. He had it initially, but he didn't have control of it before he rolled out of bounds. And we saw on 3rd or on 2nd down as well that Killian had a guy open and just couldn't quite get the ball to him.
4th down and 7. Kindred into punt again. And Clifton Herbert is back. for the Warriors. Herbert takes it at the 22. And he kicks to the outside before Alexander wraps him up.
That was a nice little return. And remember, Owens is out of the game, so they don't have their best punt returner on the field, but that was a great job right there.
39-yard punt, 12-yard return. Throughout the game, watch for the first down marker presented by Panasonic Wireless Phones. Panasonic, ideas for life. The Tulsa defense had a few minutes there to make some adjustments. And now with Timmy Chang and company back on the field, we'll see how they do.
Well, you're going to have to decide whether you decide right here whether you come after Chang or not. The rushing 3 and dropping 8 and playing quarters in the secondary really isn't working. Chang is picking that apart.
Keliikipi in the backfield again for Hawaii. Stennis in motion. No blitz. Chang with all day. Throws into the heart of the field and it's complete. Jason Rivers. They've got a lot of hope for Jason Rivers, a freshman. He had 7 catches for 45 yards last week against Rice. This is his first tonight.
The athletic ability of Hawaii's receivers is above the ability of the defensive secondary for Tulsa right now. That level is totally different. And so if you give Chang time and his receivers time to find the windows in that zone, they will do just that. He will set some kind of a record here tonight if you don't get someone in his face once in a while.
31 yards. That's a career best for Jason Rivers on the catch. And the Warriors again in Hurricane territory at the 35. Now some pressure. Chang out of the pocket. Backs up and throws it away. Almost intercepted.
But he took a shot on the sidelines too. He really could have just stepped out of bounds, and then he realized that he could throw the ball away if he's outside the tackle box as long as it goes past the line of scrimmage. And you can see right here, doesn't have anyone open. Then he realizes I can throw this ball away. But he takes a shot right in the chops, right on the sidelines. That's exactly what June Jones does not want him to do, is to leave himself open to that kind of thing, because he doesn't want Timmy to be sitting on the sidelines because of an injury.
Oliver Fletcher there with a little love tap. It's 2nd and 10. Brewster in the backfield. Another blitz. Chang drops it off for Brewster. Block is in front of him. And Brewster's inside the 20. Another first down for Hawaii. Max Krause on the stop. And a 10th first down for the Warriors.
And when Tulsa brings a blitz, Hawaii has the answer, a screen right here. June Jones is a master at calling plays, and he's just one step ahead right now with defensive coordinator Todd Graham, and that's a good example. The few times that Tulsa has brought pressure, sometimes that's been the result, where they have Hawaii has a screen or some type of misdirection on, and they take advantage of that pressure.
First down, ball just inside the 20. And Hawaii, a little razzle-dazzle, doesn't quite work. Tulsa ready for it. Ledette not fooled by the misdirection.
Ledette did a good job. He did a good job of staying home. That's that same play that little reverse that they ran to Ross Dickerson. They bring him in motion. And the motion really that Hawaii uses is for 2 reasons. That time they ran a reverse to the wide receiver, but they also do a little motion almost on every play to give Chang a little pre-snap look to see what defense or coverage the defense is running.
This is Bass on the draw. Leans inside the 20, stopped at the 18. So he gets 3 yards back and brings up 3rd and 8. Brandon Lohr, local product, making the stop. He missed most of last season with a knee injury. Number 97 is back.
And just the true draw right there to Bass. And that time Todd Graham wins the matchup against June Jones, because June Jones with that play call would expect pressure, and you just pop that draw up right inside.
Balance for Hawaii, 12 passes, 11 rushes. 3rd down and 8. Chang with the blitz. Now Chang's on his own. First down dive inside the 10. And Timmy Chang stopped by Nick Bunting, but Hawaii now 4 of 4 on 3rd down. And the way the spot is, they're going to measure, but it looks like Chang leaped for enough yardage.
And you can't coach this. It's just a feel of when you get pressure, that little clock in the quarterback's head needs to go off, and that means you have to bail. It's kind of like getting out of the cockpit of a plane that's going down. Right here, I don't have time left. Get up inside, get what I can, and then it's just instincts from there, and Chang is incredibly good at that.
Josh Dupree on the tackle. And it is enough for a first down. First and goal, Hawaii just inside the 10.
And that's so devastating for an offense day or for a defense day, for them to get close, but they never get close enough. They never get their hands on this young man.
Chang has taken a break, and Jason Wielden is in, a senior out of Orange, California. Hasn't seen a whole lot of action since the Appalachian State opener where Chang was suspended. First and goal, and it's Wielden looking to run the option, and he's met and knocked back by Antoine Floyd.
By getting Weldon in the game, June Joe knows the benefit of having a quarterback that's backing your starter up that has some experience. Weldon started the first game of the season, as you said, and just go in and run a little option, the most basic thing in football really that you can do. He has one read to make, and if it's not there, you just tuck it and get back to the line of scrimmage.
Chang returns on 2nd down and goal. And they give it to the big fella again. This time the Hurricane were waiting for West Keliikipi. Sammy Umabong on the stop, and the ball still sitting at the 8. Now 3rd and goal.
Keliikipi is really their back in the short yardage and really plus 20 territory, but deep plus 20 where they can give it to him and smash it up inside.
The crowd sensing this a very big moment, and they are indeed right. Tulsa threatening a blitz. Chang takes his time. Now they bring pressure, and Chang throws incomplete. He was rushed. One of the rare rushes tonight. Intended for Britton Kamine. And Hawaii is going to settle for a field goal.
Kamine was leaking out into the flat, but you have it just right. That's one of the first times he had a guy in his face and had to throw the football, and that's the result. If you let this young man stand there and see the field, he will pick you apart all night no matter what defense you're running. You have to get someone in his face.
Ayat, 6 of 8 kicking field goals on the season, has not had any block. He did have an extra point blocked in the first quarter. And this kick is good. With 10-12 to go here in the first half, Hawaii extends their lead. It's now 16-3 as Justin Ayat kicks his 7th field goal of the season. (16-3), Hawaii leading Tulsa. Parrish and Johnson are deep for another kickoff. And this crowd has been subdued by the Warrior approach to this first half. And Tulsa's in need of something big to happen to get them going. This is Parrish from the 7. And he's wrapped up at the 25. Franklin Covey drive, 10 plays, 58 yards. And Ayat kicks a 25-yard field goal.
And that follows 11-play, 67-yard drive and a 6-play, 80-yard drive. I mean, they haven't really slowed him down, although they held him to a field goal, and you really can chalk that up as a victory if you're the Tulsa defense. Tulsa offense right now, they're doing a great job of mixing plays. They have to do a better job of executing the plays called, and the Hawaii defense has to do a better job of containing that man right there. He's 4 out of 11, 27 yards, but he's done a great job of tucking it and running.
This drive starts from the 25. Little option pitch to Richardson. And Richardson's gathering a lot of attention, struggling to get back to the line of scrimmage. Samu Seva leading the assault for Hawaii.
James Killian has been under pressure all night long, but he's good at that right there. He tucks it, doesn't force a bad throw and make a bad decision. He's able to catch the ball, run with it. He's able to get up inside. We've seen him get outside on a boot, man-to-man coverage. He's had a couple of big plays by recognizing that and running with it. There was one right here, but he has to get better at this. But throwing the ball on the run, but you can't do it with someone in your face.
New look at a formation for the Hawaii defense. Killian under duress, throws, incomplete, out of bounds. Bryant pulled it down, but he did not get a foot in, and it'll bring up 3rd down and long.
What they had is 3 stacked receivers on the outside, and they were faking the quick screen and trying to throw the deep ball in behind that with the receiver that was going to go up and acting like he was blocking on a defensive back. Just didn't quite. Bryant made a great play on the ball. That's the kind of effort you need. Just couldn't quite keep his left foot in.
This offensive line of Chadwick, Stoneham, Wareheim, Mercado, and Parrott really struggling with Hawaii's front group. And Killian now just 1 of 8 in his last 8 passes. More pressure, and he's going down. And rarely will you run away from Travis LeBoy.
Yeah, that was not the right choice. You have to recognize who it is that's in your face, and Killian's not going to outrun LeBoy. You have to recognize right here, throw it out of bounds over top of your coach's head, but don't take a sack, especially deep in your own territory.
LeBoy started his college career at Utah State before transferring to Hawaii. This is Court Moffitt now in to punt for Tulsa. He was the starting punter coming into the season, but was suspended for 4 games and gave way to Kindred. But they'll go with the experience of Moffitt, and Moffitt kicks a beauty. All the way back to the 37 is Herbert. And he's corralled at the 43. Jason Wiltshire on the stop. And a beautiful punt from Court Moffitt in his 2003 debut. 54 yards. Still, though, good field position for Hawaii coming up.
It is 4th down, the final play, unless they can stick it in the end zone. Dorsey under pressure, throws it, incomplete. The Buckeyes win. And now the party begins for the Ohio State Buckeyes, and they are the national champions of college football.
The Bowl Championship Series on ABC Sports, Championship Television.
They tell me I've got something called grit. I don't strike the ball, they say. I attack it. I'm not sure what all that means, but I do know I'd play across the field of Kansas wheat to putt on a gravel parking lot if the stakes were right. And the last time I checked, no one ever won just because they kept a nice, clean crease in their pants.
Catch Jim Furyk and the PGA Tour's best this season on ABC.
Tomorrow's special was going to be vegetarian lasagna, but since spaghetti with marinara sauce was served today, the staff did not feel it was appropriate to have 2 Italian dishes in a row. Therefore, the new special is shepherd's pie and lentil soup.
The rain has started to fall here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, with Hawaii leading 16-3, and we'll stay with the weather theme. It's nearly time to hit the slopes, and Alta is for skiers. Right now, log on to Sports West TV and .tv and enter to win 2 all-day ski passes at one of the nation's premier resorts, Alta, in the great state of Utah. We look out the press box. There are no slopes in these parts. That's got road trip written all over it. Indeed for the islands as well. First down, Timmy Chang in the rain. And Hawaii go right back to work. Se'e Pomele out to the 49. Jeremy Davis pulled him down. First time we've called Pomele's number, and he picks up 6 yards.
Pomele benefited from a hold, but his left tackle was holding the defensive end for Tulsa right that time, right in front of the official, and the Tulsa coaches are letting him have an earful right now.
Michael Brewster in the backfield with Chang, where he's most dangerous, 2nd and 4. Golden Hurricanes sneak up a blitz, and here they come. Chang sniffs it out, unloads it, but Tulsa, Alexander leading the defensive charge, and they're hit for a loss.
Alexander does a great job. A quick screen. When you see your receiver that you're responsible for in man-to-man coverage just do something like that, run parallel to the line of scrimmage, you take off like a rocket and chase him, especially if you're man-to-man. You come out of that defense and go tackling behind the line of scrimmage. And Alexander really is their playmaker back there. He has a year of experience under his belt, and he does a tremendous job in the secondary.
Sean Stennis, a loss of 2, 3rd and 6. Again, the crowd trying to rally their troops. Another blitz. And another run by Hawaii. Mike Bass stopped short of the first down by a yard. Jorma Bailey on the stop. And here's an interesting call coming up for June Jones.
It really is, and they have an injured player on the field, so they're going to have a little time to think about it. Bass tries to get outside on just the little lead draw that time. You know, I think it's a point in time in the game where offensively they haven't really been able to stop you. You might see June Jones go for it right here.
The center, Derek Faavi, is the Warriors shaken up. And being that he's the center, maybe he'll go ahead and punt.
Yeah, that's a great point because he is the heart and soul of that offensive line right there. Faavi is, I mean, the center is just that. He's the core of your offensive line, but even in personality and experience, he gets it done at a high level. So you're exactly right. That may have been the decision for June Jones.
Punt team is on for the first time tonight for Hawaii. Kurt Milne, the punter, averaging just under 40 yards. Jermaine Hope is back for Tulsa. Tanavasa Moy is the deep snapper. And now a timeout has been called by Tulsa with 6:29 to go here in the first half. In this huddle across the way, as we see June Jones walking in the rain, you've got to figure that Tulsa and Coach Cragthorpe are saying, do not jump off sides. Sports West is your source for sports on the internet. Find the latest information on schedules and upcoming telecasts. Be sure to enter to win exciting prizes, tickets, and special promotions from these featured sponsors. Log on now at sportswest.tv, powered by I-Force Solutions.
Well, what you just mentioned, Dave, is a great point because Tulsa called the timeout for that reason. It looked like Hawaii was thinking of doing the up back coming up and taking the snap and maybe running a fake punt. Or on punts, you can have a hard count just like you can the quarterback underneath the center. So you have to be disciplined defensively.
Jermaine Landrum is now the Tulsa return man in, waiting at the 10. And Kurt Milne waiting for the snap back at the 37. On 4th and 1. And Milne, a short kick. Takes a little bit of a Hawaii bounce, but Tulsa's going to come away okay. A 27-yard punt, and the Golden Hurricane will start this drive from the 21. And this is a drive that really needs to end with some points for Tulsa.
Tulsa's doing a very good job of mixing up their offense. They're just not doing a very good job of executing at this point in time. Killian needs to be able at times, not very often, but at times, he needs to be a pocket passer, drop back, find the open guy, and throw an accurate pass.
And Killian ready to go to work. Eric Richardson, not much, maybe a yard as he attacks that left side of the line. And he'll bring down 2nd down and 9. Chad Kapanui on the stop for the Warriors.
Watch Kapanui meet him in the hole right here. Slide, bam, right there. Just flat beat the block to the point of attack. And that's what you see out of this Hawaii defense is they're very aggressive and very fast.
Killian began the game completing 3 of his first 4. Now he's 4 of 12. Pocket holds up and he throws complete out to the 27. Blankenship, tight end, making the grab. Leonard Peters on the stop. And it'll be 3rd and short.
This is a good job of throwing an accurate pass. Sometimes in major college football, that represents a guy being open right there. You have tough man-to-man coverage by Peters. You do a good job by Blankenship of hanging on to the football, but Killian throwing an accurate pass in there.
3rd down and 3. Pressure again. Killian's out of the pocket. Men open if he can just find them. And he throws incomplete. Garrett Mills was open, but Killian was running for his life. And by the time he could deliver the football, Hawaii's defense converged. And another punt coming up for Tulsa.
And this is what Killian has been doing all night. He hasn't had time to set his feet and throw the ball, and you're exactly right. Mills was open about 3 seconds before that, but he couldn't set his feet long enough to get it to him. And another punt, 3 and out.
Moffett in to kick again. He kicked a 51-yarder last time. Now with a little rain falling, he knocks another good one. Fielded at the 30, knocked out of bounds, goes Clifton Herbert. 43-yard punt. So Court Moffett trying to win his job back as the punter. Shannon Carter knocking Herbert out of bounds. 16-3, Hawaii with the lead and the ball when we come back. Hawaii with the football and with the lead with 4:47 to go in the first half. Big play in the second quarter is presented by Xbox Live, and here's the Xbox big play.
Everyone knows that Timmy Chang can throw the ball, but this is what really demoralizes a defense is when he tucks it and makes something happen when nothing's there. Rarely does a defense put Timmy Chang on the ground.
Chang has negative rushing yards for his career, but tonight he has 17 in the positive. And Chang to go to work from the 31. Hurricane trying to bring pressure, and he's intercepted. Oliver Fletcher, the first turnover of the first half, and Fletcher's 3rd interception of the season. And that got the crowd back to their feet.
And just a bad decision by Timmy Chang. Great coverage by Fletcher right there. And his receiver doesn't see the ball nearly as quickly as Fletcher did, the defensive back. And that time, Chang just threw the ball somewhere where he wasn't supposed to go. And that's the kind of thing that this defense hopes that they can create as the evening goes along.
Now the Hawaii defense called on to hold them off. Tulsa takes over on Hawaii 44. Right up the middle they go with Eric Richardson. Richardson gets 4 to the 40. And a helmet comes off. And Kali'i Mauku puts it back on. Senior leading the team in tackles. Had 14 in the game in Las Vegas against UNLV. 2nd down and 6. The clock moving as we near halftime.
A touchdown right here would really do great things for Tulsa at this point in time in the game.
Here's some razzle-dazzle, and Killian wants the ball again. That's the 2nd reception for Killian, and that's Monroe Nichols throwing it up.
He's going to be the leading receiver, leading rusher, and leading passer if that continues. But it's usually not a good sign if an offense has to create things by gadget plays and plays that break down and the quarterback makes something happen out of the pocket. But, hey, you have to take what you can get.
1st down, Tulsa at the Hawaii 26. Richardson again up the middle. Takes a big hit, but not before he runs for 4. Ikaika Kernan on the stop for the Warriors. Tulsa's on the march.
Richardson runs up in there as if something's there, and Kernan meets him right in the hole. A great job of a linebacker just being disciplined, reading. You only have one running back there to read. Pay attention to him. He moves, you move, slide in the hole. Meet him right there in the line of scrimmage.
2nd down and 5. 2 receptions, 35 yards for the quarterback. Steps up in the pocket, waits for his receiver, and touchdown! Richard McQuiller. McQuiller's first touchdown of the season, the sophomore out of Midwest City, Oklahoma. And it comes just at the right time.
And the difference is Killian had time to throw the football, time to step up, time to look, and McQuiller gets open right there. Tulsa has the ability to do this. Killian has the ability to get the receiver the ball if they can give him a little bit of time.
Brad DeVault on for the extra point. And Tulsa cashes in a Timmy Chang interception for a touchdown. And with 2:52 to play in the first half, it's now 16-10 for Hawaii.
Huge, huge play right here. He has just enough time. McQuiller does a good job of keeping it alive. You find that soft spot in the zone right over the middle. That was one of the rare times that Tulsa actually caught Hawaii in a zone defense as opposed to a man-to-man defense, and McQuiller does a good job of getting over the middle where that softness was, and then a good job of getting it into the end zone. It couldn't come at a better time because the offense not only wasn't doing anything, and most importantly not getting points on the board, but more importantly their defense was on the field a long time, and you can't win the game against Chang if you're on the field a lot.
6th touchdown pass of the season for Killian. There's the Franklin Covey scoring drive, 4 plays after the interception, and McQuiller with the 22-yard touchdown grab.
And the other nice thing for Tulsa is creating turnovers is one thing, but turning them into points is what's important, and they did it on that drive right there.
Brewster is deep, DeVault ready to kick it off. Rain continues to fall, and DeVault 7 yards in. And Brewster won't bring it out. The Warriors will go from the 20.
Maybe we're on to something. As soon as that rain started to fall, the Golden Hurricane started to play well.
Well, you think the rain would make Hawaii feel like they're at home.
True. That's true. They have a lot of it over there too, but whatever. There was a spark on that drive right there, and a big reception, remember, and Killian on that drive. Is there like a triple-double in a quarterback in football, and passing, receiving, and rushing? I don't think they have that set. Maybe we need to create that.
We need that. Hockey's got the hat trick. We need something for football. We just don't see it very often. So how will Hawaii answer this momentum surge from Tulsa? And no doubt the Hurricane feeling a little more confident on defense. Chang the challenge of another blitz. Pocket holds up. Chang goes deep. And he throws over everyone's head. Intended for Pomele. But it was closer to the Tulsa defender. And the clock stops with 2:45 to play.
I would really like to see Tulsa bring pressure on Chang just a little bit, play man-to-man into the secondary, and see how this young receiving core, because the 3 top receivers being out, see how they handle man-to-man defense in the secondary. They can handle the zone, we've already seen it, but how do they handle man-to-man?
Keliikipi in the backfield with Chang. He's got 2 touchdown runs. 2nd and 10. You see the blitz coming for the Golden Hurricane. Chang, another deep ball. And this one's complete. Britton Kamine has a first down across the 40 to the 43. A flag is down. And in addition to that, Tulsa will be hit with roughing the passer.
This is one of the frustration penalties that comes with a defense continually getting close to Chang, but not close enough. And that time you get close and you pop him upside the head and it costs you 15 yards.
Roughing the passer on the defense. 15 yards from the end of the run, first down.
Our referee, Rich Collin. And the ball is marched into Hurricane territory.
Right there, just a little bit too late, and that's the frustration. You get close, but not close enough. But Dave, you said it early on that call, is Tulsa brought pressure that time, a little zone blitz, but they need to disguise it better, because if you and I are seeing it before the snap, I guarantee you that Timmy Chang has seen it before the snap.
Jeremiah Bailey was the Golden Hurricane that hit the quarterback, and now the ball is at the 43 of Tulsa. Another blitz. Chang's pocket holding up perfectly. Over the middle, incomplete. That just may have slipped out of his hand. Jason Rivers was wide open after making the break. But we've had a steady rain since the start of the second quarter, and that one may just have gotten away.
I think Tulsa might be onto something, though, defensively. They're playing a little bit more man-to-man right now in the secondary. They're keeping their safeties deep, but they're playing man-to-man underneath. And with the younger receiving core, make them prove that they can play tough. They can play against tough man-to-man bump and run coverage in the secondary.
Second and 10. There you see the defense shifting again. This time no blitz. But they get pressure on Chang anyway. Down he goes, and flags come flying. Jeremy Davis beat two linemen on the play. And even with the hold, they can't keep him off of Timmy Chang. Well, last week, Chang threw 70 passes, as we mentioned earlier, and was sacked only once. He's been rushed a few times tonight.
Yeah, sacked only once and only threw one interception. That shows you the kind of decision-making that this young man has, and he's just so good at not only avoiding the rush, but making quality decisions and getting the ball out quickly.
Holding on the offense is declined. The down will be 3.
Yeah, I don't think you give Timmy Chang another bullet in his gun. You know, 2nd and 20 doesn't mean a whole lot to him. Only give him one more down to pick this up. He's 4 for 6 from the night, and those are great throws and great runs out of Chang.
Third down. The ball back on Hawaii's side of the field. They can get a first down at the Tulsa 32. Chang. Blitz comes. It's Brewster. Brewster won't get the first down. He gets the sack yardage back, wrapped up by Davis, and it'll be 3rd down, 4th down, and 9 for Hawaii. And a punting situation coming up for Kurt Mills.
We've seen this a number of times, and this time Tulsa was ready for it, mainly because it came on 3rd and long. They were bringing only the 3 down linemen. They did a good job of dropping out and reacting before they could get the first down.
Jermaine Landrum is waiting at his 10-yard line. Not much of a rush, and Mills going to try and pin the Hurricane in. And he gets one bad roll of the football. Sneaks across the goal line, and that's a break for Tulsa. And they will go from their 20 with 1:33 to play. Now Tulsa is driving to take the lead.
Wow. Considering how the first quarter and a half of this game went, that's a bold statement right there to actually have a drive where they can take the lead. I like the adjustments the Tulsa defense made on that particular drive, and actually you started to see it at the end of the last drive. More man-to-man coverage in the secondary, and prove, you know, that Chang can handle it. Prove that his receivers right now can handle it.
Killian back in. He'll go right to his tailback. Can't bounce off the line, and Parrish gets a yard. But Kernan was waiting for him, and the clock will continue to move. I'm curious to see Tulsa's approach here in the final stages of this first half. With Charlie Stubbs, they are a wide open bunch, and we've seen a number of throwbacks to the quarterback tonight. But time is ticking away, and they don't appear to be in any kind of hurry.
Yeah, I think they're very happy in the position they're in right now, and I think you'll see them take something conservative, but don't make a big mistake right here.
Killian right up the middle. Takes a big hit and comes down 2 yards shy of the first down. Kernan another tackle, and the clock is stopped, and it's Hawaii calling a timeout. They're thinking they get the ball back, you know, give them 20 seconds, and that's enough time for them.
Oh, yeah, 20 seconds is like running the 2-minute for Hawaii. And this is one of those conservative plays I talked about. Don't let the ball leave the quarterback's hand, a quarterback drop inside. Then if you bust it, then you use your timeout. You still have 40 seconds left. And this is what Killian is doing so well. This is why he's the leading rusher on the team. He's not exactly swift, but he all of a sudden has yards, and he's been doing a great job not only tonight but all year long. I just think you have to be very careful right here if you're Tulsa. 3rd and 3, if you pick it up, great, but you have to decide how important this drive is as opposed to the rest of the game, because you don't want to do anything silly and give Hawaii something that they don't deserve.
In talking with the Tulsa coaching staff, and they're first to point out they inherited a disaster, more or less. A program that won 2 games the last 2 years. And Charlie Stubbs and Steve Cragthorpe told us they don't get too high. They're not going to the Super Bowl. And this kind of approach is somewhat like, hey, look, they're down 6. It's almost like we're okay with that, as opposed to, hey, there's a minute left. Let's pass every time and expect these kids to do it because they can't. And the coaches know that. Now the fans want to just see them get up and go. But this is the rebuilding of an enormous challenge, and the perspective of the coaching staff has been intriguing to watch. 3rd down and 2. They'll keep it on the ground, and Killian gets the first down out to the 35.
Okay, now you see how they respond. The clock stops on the first down, 33 seconds and timeouts left. This is going to indicate whether they actually think they can get something out of this round.
Ma'afala on the stop, and they're going without a huddle.
There you have your answer.
Killian now the leading rusher and leading receiver, and he's back to pass. We're under 30 seconds. Steps up in the pocket again, lowers his shoulder and gets across the 40 to the 43, and Tulsa takes a timeout with 20 seconds to play. Kernan and Keliimaku on the stop for Hawaii, and the ball is resting on the 43. So there's his rushing yards. We showed you his receiving yards, which is 35 yards. And
he's going to be back there returning kicks and punts before the night's over.
He's passed for 55 yards. So,
you know, he passed in college, I mean, in high school, 8-man football, but nonetheless for, you know, a gazillion yards. I can't even remember what the number is, but, I mean, he has it in him. It's just a matter of he's new in this system, and that's really the approach that Charlie Stubbs, offensive coordinator, is taking, is they're expanding the offense as this young man is able to expand. They're not rushing him into it. You know, they decided to play the quarterbacks that they have. They didn't go out to any JUCO and bring a more veteran quarterback in. Play the ones that are on campus. We'll recruit after this. They have a good young quarterback behind this guy in Smith, who actually is a leading passer in Oklahoma and broke Killian's record. So they have some guys in the pipeline that can get it done, but it's just a matter of getting them used to the scheme.
Longest field goal of the year for Brad DeVault is 48 yards. He kicked it against Arkansas. They got a long ways to go to get in his range. 2nd down and 3 at the 43. And pressure. And Killian throws. Incomplete. It was caught again by Bryant, but he couldn't get his foot down.
But that's exactly how close I think Killian, Bryant, and this offense is right now. This is a great throw over top of a defender 15 yards down the field on the sideline, and Bryant goes up, makes a great catch, and everyone on the sideline thought he got his foot in bounds.
You could see Steve Cragthorpe there saying, oh, that looked good to me. Where they got their touchdown was over the middle of the field after Killian kind of stepped up in the pocket with 15 seconds to go in 3rd and 3. We'll see what he calls up here. Killian drops it off to his tight end, and a first down at midfield, and another timeout with 7 seconds to go. Hiram Peters pulls down Caleb Blankenship, and now they're in range with just chucking it up and taking a shot at the end.
He wanted to go downfield right here. He just didn't have anything. He dumps it off to his tight end right there, Mills. But what you have time for is maybe one play along the boundary if you want to get a little bit closer. If not, let Killian drop back, have some kind of a quad receiving group to one side and throw the Hail Mary into the end zone and see if something can fall in your favor.
7 seconds to play. It'll take about that long for everybody to get down in the end zone. So you figure this will be the last play of the first half. Tulsa, no more timeouts.
Excuse me, Dave. You would have time to run some type of deep out along the sidelines and probably get out of bounds in time. I don't know that that's what they're thinking, because they may just drop back and throw this ball into the end zone.
Killian's longest touchdown pass is 54 yards, and he threw it to Montease Colton against Arkansas State. And this would be a 50-yarder. They line up Garrett Mills on the near side of the field, and everybody else out in front of the Hawaii bench. 7 seconds to go. And Killian's going to run it. And he's still running. Time has expired, and Killian goes down. A valiant effort to end the first half. It has been the James Killian show. David Kilmore brings him down. But despite Killian's antics, it's Hawaii with the lead at halftime, 16-10. And it sets the stage for a very interesting second half.
It really does. That touchdown in the second quarter was huge for them. It gave them life going into the second half.
The first 2 quarters are in the books. Hawaii trying to win on the road for the first time this season, and they lead by 6. Season since 2000. If they got a win today, be just the second time they've had 3 wins by this week in early October since 1991.
And then you throw on top, it would be against the team Hawaii that's picked to win this conference. I mean, you talk about a boost to this program. 2 wins, then they've had the taste of that winning in their mouth for a couple of weeks. If they can put another one on right here, this program is off and running.
Brad DeVault kicks it off, and Brewster from a yard in, and he's bringing it out. Flag flies down. Brewster goes down at the 26. And another flag. So there's 2 yellow hankies on the carpet. And that's never a good sign for the return team.
And most likely Chang is going to start in the shadows of his own goalpost, which is a good turn of events for Tulsa. Make him play the long field. And more importantly, Tulsa come out with that same pressure. Man-to-man in the secondary. Make Hawaii's receivers prove that they can get it done.
On the return, holding on the returning team. The distance to the goal. First down.
First down. The ball is inside the 14.
Right there. Yeah. The hold was 27 on number 47 for Tulsa. You could call holding every special teams play there is if you wanted to.
Hawaii, first 3 possessions, they were golden. The last 3, just 38 yards combined. Chang on first down, throws it over the head and incomplete. Sean Stennis, the intended receiver, in double coverage, led by Oliver Fletcher.
And Tulsa came out with safeties deep, man-to-man underneath. Fletcher had him, Simmons man-to-man down the sidelines, and that's something right now that Hawaii has not gotten loose of.
That's the 4th deep ball Chang has attempted tonight and hasn't had any success yet. They came out running on that first offensive drive in the first quarter where they marched down the field. And they're coming out throwing here in the 3rd quarter. And Chang under pressure again, has a man open, and a big play and a first down. And it's Britton Kamine. He's become the go-to man with Cochran and Owens out. And Bunning and Fletcher knock him out of bounds, but not before he gets out near the 40.
And we heard from Tulsa's coaching staff that this is where Chang is really dangerous, is when he gets outside the pocket. He found Kamone right there. He gets outside the pocket and is able to see things. Plus, he has a good group of receivers that keeps the play alive.
John West in the backfield with Timmy Chang. First down at the 40. And this is West. Takes a big hit, but picks up 5. Michael Ledette on the stop for Tulsa.
Ledette and Fletcher, and the thing about Fletcher being in on that stop is the thing that you have to do in your man-to-man in the secondary is once it's that draw or a screen, you have to come flying up out of your man-to-man coverage and react well to it, and Fletcher did that time.
Give him 4 on the carry. Second down and 6. Important drive for Hawaii to reestablish their control of this football game. Tulsa threatening blitz. And here they come. Chang, nice pocket, but it collapses. He had a lot of time to throw, nobody open. And Jeremy Davis wraps him up at the 40 for a 4-yard loss.
That's a good job by Tulsa mixing up their coverage. They've been man-to-man, man-to-man. Now they only bring 4 and play zone, a combination really, a man zone behind, and it confused Chang a little bit. And we heard Jones say this when we talked to him early in the week. The times that Timmy has got into trouble during the year, the defense has confused him just a little bit and baited him into the sack like they did this time, or throwing into coverage.
3rd and 10. And the crowd comes to its feet. No blitz this time. Chang over the middle, complete for a first down. Now it's ruled incomplete. The line judge thought it was a catch, but it was waved off and incomplete. And Hawaii will punt. Looked like a catch, then Tulsa was jumping up and down like they had recovered a fumble. And the back judge came in and said, no, it's an incomplete pass, and Jermaine Landrum is in the field of punt, and they should get pretty good field position.
And the opening drive of the second half is an important one. That's a great job by Tulsa on that drive defensively.
Milne has pooched a couple. He can just kick away here, waiting for the snap on his own 26. Landrum catches it at the 25. 35-yard punt. Let's take another look at that play just before the punt.
Chang does a good job. He looks off 1, 2. This is actually his 3rd receiver. Does a good job. Wow, that's a tough call. He looked like he took a couple of steps. They ruled he never did have control. The ball sent behind him right there. But he actually looked like he had control and took a couple of steps.
James Killian, the all-purpose man, is back on. Tulsa starts this drive at the 26. And some quick razzle-dazzle on the end-arounder Richardson. And he's across the 30, out to the 33. Kapanui on the stop for Hawaii.
This is what they call a speed reverse. That back comes in motion, and a lot of times he just goes by the quarterback and lines up outside, but sometimes they snap it quickly, get it to him, and try to get him quick around the corner.
Second down and about 3.
So what we saw out of Tulsa at the end of that half is they're still mixing the plays, but they were doing a good job of, one, being creative, but also executing the plays they call much better.
Richardson in the backfield on 2nd and 3. As Richardson running straight ahead. He will not get the first down. Picks up about 2. Cut down shy of the 35 by Travis LeBoy. And that'll bring up 3rd and about 1.5.
And it looked like Killian actually forgot that Bryant was coming in motion right there. He almost snapped that ball and turned around and ran into the guy in motion. Important play right here in the second half. The opening drive, offensively and defensively for both teams, is really a trend center for the second half. You've made adjustments. See how you execute with those adjustments in the second half.
Tulsa 4 of 9 on 3rd down. They get the first down. It's Richardson, the workhorse, out to the 38. Kapanui and Kalimauku on the stop.
Coach Crabthorpe said that this is exactly what Richardson is doing a lot better job of what he referred to as running behind his pads, meaning he's punishing defenders as opposed to running high and always running outside. Run between the tackles and run tough.
Let's see if the run has set up the pass. Killian wants the deep ball, has man-to-man coverage, but overthrows Romby Bryant and Kevin Millhouse in 2nd and 10.
Millhouse was in his wheelhouse. He was right in his hip pocket. Great coverage, man-to-man, and Hawaii plays a ton of man-to-man. They usually leave a safety free in the middle or a couple of safeties, but they believe that they have the talented corners to play that man-to-man time and time again, and that allows the front 7 to get pressure on the quarterback for that very reason.
16-10, Hawaii with the lead. 2nd and 10 rather, from the 38. And Killian takes a big hit, and we heard it all the way up here. And it's Ma'afala got a clean shot and just laid him out.
Ma'afala absolutely cleaned his clock just when you thought he was getting a little bit of protection, and he had time. The ball has to be out right there. Don't second guess yourself. If you see a receiver open, deliver it to him, because you're not going to have time against this front 4. They're aggressive, they're quick, and they get on the quarterback in a heartbeat.
261 pounds of rage coming right at you. Now the ball at the 30. It is 3rd down and 18. And a screen pass nearly intercepted. Ma'afala, who's all over the field, sniffed that one out, and he got a big hand on it but couldn't bring it in. And a punt coming up for Tulsa, and a big break for the Golden Hurricane that Ma'afala couldn't pull this in.
Ma'afala is a defensive tackle. That's known as a zone blitz. You bring people that the quarterback isn't expecting to come, and then you drop Ma'afala, a defensive tackle, into coverage, and that's exactly why you do it right there.
Moffitt into... And this is going to negate a very nice punt by Court Moffitt. 65 yards, but it's going to come back a bunch.
Yeah, they've done away with the halo rule, but you can't get in the guy's face mask and before the ball arrives. Give him a chance to either catch it or make a fair catch and catch it, and that time he didn't either.
And the receiver, Montease Colton, got down there before the ball and ran into trouble, and this one's a 15-yarder.
With the opportunity to make the catch, 15 yards from the spot of the foul, 1st down.
So instead of the 5-yard line, Hawaii will start this drive out at the 39. 16-10 Warriors when we come back to Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Sept, check it. Boom! I'm here. Straight out of your nightmares.
Excuse me?
Excuse you nothing. I'll excuse you as soon as we play a little football. You understand me, sweet tooth?
You don't play football.
Every day I do. ESPN, NFL, football, with the first-person football feature. Wow! Because I don't play. You know something? Oh, there you go. The little birdie's talking to me. He's saying Sept can't mess with you. Sept too slow. Rated E for everyone.
ABC Sports, Saturdays, the home of college football.
They say I look at the ball the way a linebacker looks for a sack. The way a batter looks at a pitch. Wow, they say. You hit that thing just like a puck, Jerry. But I'm from Wisconsin, and I used to play hockey. So I take that as a compliment.
Watch Jerry Kelly and the PGA Tour's best this season on ABC.
9:55 to go in the 3rd. Hawaii leading Tulsa 16-10. Right now, get 50% off planning software when you purchase any household device at Franklin Covey. A costly penalty on the coverage team for Tulsa. And this Hawaii drive starts at the 39 as opposed to the 5. And Chang over the middle of the field. He's got a man open. Incomplete. I thought that ball was going over the middle of the field. It just kept on going to the sideline.
That's what makes Chang so tough, is he's looking over the middle of the field, and he actually ends up scanning from left all the way to the right side and almost comes up with a great throw, and it would have been a tremendous catch.
Gerald Welch, the intended receiver.
But that's, Timmy plays the entire field now. You have to play defense from one sideline to the other.
Still no runs yet for Hawaii in the second half. Chang pressures on him. He gets away from 1, 2, 3, and then throws complete for a 5-6 yard pickup. Rivers moves the ball out to the 45.
This is one of the things that Coach June Jones mentioned, is so many times, as Davis did that time, they get close to Chang, but very seldom do you see him get on the ground. Just a little bit of movement, a little quickness outside. A quarterback doesn't have to be the fastest guy in the world, but quick enough to get your throw off.
Hawaii began the game 4 of 4 on third downs. They're 0 for 4 on their last 4 third downs. Chang, a quick release, incomplete. Stennis was open, but the freshman couldn't hang on to it. And another punt coming from Hawaii.
Well, that's one of the questions, Dave, is we know Chang can get it done at a high level. He's playing with young receivers, inexperienced. His top 3 are out. Can they make the plays? And right now, flat out, they're not making the plays for him. That was a basic routine third down pickup. Stennis was there for the first down. Chang hit him in the numbers, and he put it on the ground.
Kurt Milne in, another punt. Jermaine Landrum is back for Tulsa. Heavy pressure on the bad snap. Milne gets it away. And it takes a warrior bounce, and look at this one go. From a near disaster to a pin in at the 3-yard line. Hawaii hanging on to that 6-point lead, 16-10, a 52-yard punt.
He's listening to us. We could send him a wake-up right now, but he's probably not. He's probably on Tulsa radio or something.
Well, he's taken in this game. Someday they hope there'll be people around him. And Steve Cragthorpe thinks he can get it done here. On first down from deep in a hole, a flag comes out as Richardson goes down. And he struggled to get back to the line of scrimmage.
You throw a holding penalty on top of that.
Kernan made the tackle. Now you're backing up a very young offense into a very deep hole.
See the hold right there.
That's not a hold. That's just hanging on for dear life.
That's life in the trenches. Derek Waring getting called for the hold, and that's life. I mean, you have to do that down there. Let him play football.
Derek, his first year at center out of Choctaw High School, Midwest City, Oklahoma.
Isn't that a great
you got to be
name
tough
for a high
in that,
school?
don't you?
Choctaw.
No wimps out of there. Penalty decline, second down and 10. Hawaii must figure they've got Tulsa deep enough. Killian from his own end zone throws complete across the 10 out to the 12, buys himself a little time. Romby Bryant, and Bryant has not had his number called a whole lot tonight. That's his 3rd catch.
Just a little roll with Richardson leading the block right there, and they just flood the area. Bryant does a good job of setting down in that soft spot in the window and letting the quarterback get you the ball. Killian has to throw a little better pass there, a more accurate pass, and give Bryant a chance to square his shoulders and get something done after the catch.
Tulsa needs to get out to the 16 for a first down. 3rd down and about 4.5.
Huge play right here.
Killian will pick it up himself. Across the 20 to the 21. Kalili on the stop. Eventually, Hawaii's got to know that when he drops back like that, there's a 50-50 shot he's coming forward.
You're exactly right. Having some kind of a spy sitting back there. One of the linebackers that's responsible for nothing else except spying on Killian when he breaks out of the pocket. You step up and pop him one, because right now he's, look at that, 11 rushes for 68 yards. I mean, that's getting up there with the Nebraska quarterbacks where they run and throw for 100 a game.
1st and 10, Tulsa from the 21. Richardson, right up the middle, tripped up, but not before picking up another first down. Kapanui saved a big gain from becoming even larger, and it's 1st down Tulsa at the 33.
And what Killian was watching right now is left defensive end for Hawaii, Houston Ala. If he hesitates at all, you give it to your running back. If he jumps your running back, you pull it, and that's when you see Killian go around the end. That time, you got a little hesitation out of Ala. You give it to Richardson up the middle.
New set of downs from the 33. And it is Landrum. Dodges 1, 2, 3. Turns a loss into a gain. Picks up 5. And LeBoy finally got a hold of it. Earlier we saw Landrum throw a pass, so when he gets the football, all bets are off.
You're exactly right. He can get it done. A good return guy too. And Hawaii's doing a good job. LeBoy's stringing that out to the sideline, but then Landrum does a good job of stopping and making something happen. A wiggle in your step and get up the field.
2nd and 4. Killian throws incomplete. Another tough luck pass. Montes Colton could not keep a hold of it. Abraham Elamimian on the coverage. It brings up 3rd and 4.
And that's the next step for this Tulsa offense, is Killian and his receivers being able to hook up on that very play. That's a 3-step drop. Colton runs a hitch outside. 1, 2, 3, throw the ball accurately and give your receiver a chance.
Let's see what Charlie Stubbs has come up with on 3rd and 4 in a 6-point game here in the 3rd quarter. Killian. 1st down and more into Hawaii territory at the 47. Kapanui, another tackle. He's getting tired of seeing Killian in the backfield in the secondary.
And why not? This was a designed quarterback draw. The unique point was it wasn't designed to go up the middle. It was more designed to go off right tackle. Tremendous job blocking up front by Chadwick and Stoneham and Wareham on that play. They did a great job of clearing out the right side, giving their quarterback an opportunity to get up and get positive yards once again.
Killian rushed for 202 yards in the first 4 games. He has rushed for 82 yards tonight. 1st down, Golden Hurricane threatening. Garrett Mills, the tight end. He won't go down. 1st down. Mills to the 34. Quite a tandem they have in Blankenship, a junior. Mills, a sophomore. Mills will leave on a Mormon mission in January, and he'll be back a few years from now. But while they're here, they're going to enjoy the 2 tight ends.
Yeah, that's one of the primary ways right there is a boot. The tight end goes out into the flat, and he does a good job of fake Mills, blocking down inside, kind of getting lost, and then when the defense isn't ready, you bounce it outside, and the quarterback's wheeling in the backfield just at that right time.
Tulsa now with 1 more 1st down than the high-powered offense of Hawaii. And this crowd is energized. It's Landrum. And Landrum scoots forward for 3. Kernan another stop for the Warriors. The last thing you can do is give an underdog just enough to where they have got a chance.
Because they got the kind of the blood in their mouth a couple of weeks ago when they won a couple of games. Then they had an entire bye week to think about it. And the other thing right now is Hawaii is on their heels, and they're not the same team on the mainland regardless of the approach that June Jones takes. He tries to keep this team on Hawaii time the entire time, take a different approach. They're getting wore down right now.
Richardson in the backfield, play action. Killian rolling out. Ma'afalas chasing him down, but can't catch him. Instead, he fights to get back to the line of scrimmage. Ma'afala couldn't grab him, but there were warriors in the area that could.
Ma'afala was on the chase, but Killian is very good at getting outside. The design boot again, and you can hear the pop right here at the end. Bam, right there, helmet to helmet.
Stopped by Kela Kamakavivaole.
That's one of those things where Killian throws the ball away and don't, as a quarterback, take that hit.
3rd down and 8. Killian. This time they leave a few in the box to chase him down. And he goes down. Fumbles the football. And it's ruled an incomplete pass. Lincoln Manutai was in there giving him trouble. Killian fighting for his life. Turned around. There were no blue shirts near him. Everyone was off to the other side.
Yeah, the play was designed. It was that they're going to fake the quick screen to their stacked receivers out there. And what they intend to do is throw deep to the receiver that is going down there to block the defensive back. But Hawaii hasn't bought it either time. That was the second time they tried that.
Field goal try coming up. This will be 49 yards. And will be a career best from Brad DeVault. His previous long 48. This one's on its way, and he's nailed it.
Right down Main Street. What a tremendous kick.
49 yards. And with 3:40 to play, it is now Hawaii 16, Tulsa 13. Here come the underdogs on Sports West.
A strong man, a hunter, a soldier, a weekend warrior, part of an elite group of adventurers thrown together in the Canadian wilderness.
You guys are putting us through torture.
Fighting the forces of nature and each other.
He calls me brother again, I might have to wring his neck.
I vote to expel Chuck. And that was day one.
Anybody that knows me knows I don't cry at all.
Who'll win the battle against Mother Nature?
Let's go, let's go, let's go!
The Wild Rules kicks off Adventure Mondays, Monday nights at 9 on ESPN. Presented by Citgo.
Coming to ESPN Classic.
They were arrogant, they talked trash, but they backed it up.
An all-new season.
You have a guy who had a tremendous temper. He was going to come after you.
Of world premieres.
Barry was a walking highlight.
Why didn't you want to break that record? I don't know.
Brand new shows.
Only in America could a Don King happen.
The award-winning.
I got excited.
Yes, sir.
Because he told me not to.
Sports Century. 8 p.m. weeknights. Only on ESPN Classic.
ABC Sports, Saturdays, the home of college football.
Timmy Chang getting loose. What was once 16-3 is now 16-13 here in the third quarter. The big play in the quarter so far presented by Xbox Live. And here's the Xbox big play.
DeVault nails this from 49 yards right down Main Street. A great kick because it was the culmination of a good drive, sustained drive by Tulsa. Get points all the time against this team.
A little bit of a delay, and we're ready for the kickoff.
12 plays, 62 yards, 5 minutes. And what's important about that, that's 5 minutes that Chang is sitting over getting a drink of water and doesn't get a touch of football.
Michael Brewster is deep. And the locals have been ignited. This a very returnable kick. Brewster from the 7-yard line drops the ball. He's in big trouble. Donnie Johnson and friends nail Michael Brewster, and this Hawaii drive will start inside the 10, inside the 9.
You can see him putting it on the ball. Brewster putting it on the ball, on the ground on the ball right there. The ball on the ground, excuse me. Hawaii loses concentration sometimes at this point in time in the game on the road. I think there is something to that. This is an important time for this Hawaii team.
And one thing we've not seen Hawaii try to do in this second half is run the football at all. John West in the backfield with Timmy Chang. Chang throws into trouble, delivers a bullet, and gets a first down out to the 20. And he put it right on the money to Jason Rivers, and Rivers beat Shannon Carter. First down.
The thing that Timmy Chang does is he distributes the ball all over the field. Against Rice a week ago, 11 different receivers caught passes from Chang, and he's doing it again tonight. A defense cannot concentrate on one or two wide receivers or a running back because Timmy will find 11 of them, as he proved a week ago.
First and 10 from the 20. Chang to the sideline, complete. And good for another 6-7 yards. Gerald Welch, another grab. Jermaine Hope on the stop.
The last 5 drives before this one, Hawaii has only picked up 70 yards, 0 points. And I think that's because Tulsa adjusted, playing man-to-man defensive in the secondary, getting a little pressure on Chang. They're going to have to adjust again right here because Chang is coming out throwing and finding the open guy.
Second down and 4. Chang gives to West. West has the first down across the 30 to the 31. Alexander on the stop for the Golden Hurricane.
And if you're Tulsa, you're continuing defensively to stay with your game plan, which is to keep the ball in front of you and make this Hawaii offense travel the length of the field to get points. And, you know, if you give up a few first downs along the way and a few completions, he does that to everybody. But keep the ball in front of you, force him to drive the field.
No blitz, and they'll go to West again. West with a lot of speed. Dives out to the 40, 9 yards around the left side. Another tackle from Hope. But John West, a senior out of San Diego, he's got some fresh legs.
Yeah, the big guard pulling out in front of him right there. And yeah, he gets up in the air. You could see him, just as you called it, Dave, at the beginning of this drive, going to the run a little bit, mixing it up. I think this offense is at a different level when they mix it up. Mix in a little pass with a little run, come back with the pass again. They did it early in the game. They're doing it again on this drive.
They have gone a long time without scoring. And points are what fuels this offense's fire. Chang now with the blitz, pocket holds up perfectly, and he overthrows everybody. You see the arm strength way over the head of Britton Kamene. Chang is chasing Ty Detmer's college records for total offense, passing yards, and touchdowns. And June Jones figures that he will break those by the end of his senior year. He's just a junior. But as far as making that transition into the NFL where Detmer struggled, he believes the arm strength that we just saw is what will put Chang over the top and get him a job. What do you think? You played there.
Oh, absolutely. He has everything, and the arm strength is one. I mean, not only that throw, but he throws it in tight places underneath coverage as well.
Brewster now in the backfield. Now this is not Brewster. Big trouble for Keliikipi. He's very difficult to bring down, but when he's going sideways, your chances are better. And on 3rd and short, they throw him back. Alexander and Ledette.
And Davis and a host of others. I mean, there were a ton of them there. Guys coming up from the secondary. I mean, there's a whole lot of excitement right now if you're a Tulsa Golden Hurricane.
Another punt coming from Kurt Milne. Jermaine Landrum back at the 25. Boy, Landrum would love a chance to take one of these back. And Landrum will try to do it from the 23. Skips around across the 30 to the 32. 41-yard punt, 9-yard return. Kapanui on the tackle. Much better field position for Tulsa on this drive. Their last drive, which ended in a field goal, started at their own 3-yard line.
You know, to me, this is like a heavyweight fight, like taking Tyson into the latter rounds. And when Tyson was a really good fighter, you take him deep into the boxing match. It's territory that he's not used to and he doesn't perform well. I think that's the way you approach this game if you're Tulsa. Get him, make it a game deep into this game, and I think you have him on the ropes.
Uriel Parrish in the backfield for the Golden Hurricane. And Parrish explodes over the right side. Gets to the 39. Kalili Mauku on the tackle. 7 yards for Uriel Parrish. Crowd giving their Hurricane a standing ovation as the third quarter comes to an end. Tulsa with the ball. Hawaii with a 3-point lead.
It is 4th down, the final play, unless they can stick it in the end zone. Dorsey under pressure, throws in, incomplete. The Buckeyes win. And now the party begins for the Ohio State Buckeyes, and they are the national champions of college football.
The Bowl Championship Series on
hanging on to their lead as we begin the fourth quarter. Tulsa with the ball, 2nd down and 3 at the 39. And after the break, they go to Parrish. And Parrish is hit behind the backfield, but he moves forward enough for the first down. Travis LeBoy took a little ride there. The initial hit behind the line of scrimmage. But Tulsa is playing with a lot of enthusiasm right now, and they got the first down. Here are the numbers through 3 quarters, presented by Computech Consulting. Technology problems? Not anymore.
And the rushing yards for Tulsa continuing to mount. They're doing a great job, and 210 yards at this point in time in the game. Passing for Hawaii, that's a huge victory if you're Tulsa, because remember, Chang's used to putting up about 350 a game over the course of his career, not just this year, but his career.
1st and 10 from the shotgun. A quick throw, and Landrum with a blocker. And he's cut down at midfield. One player to beat, and Landrum could have been off to the races, but Kernan was there to make the stop. Kernan's been all over the field tonight.
And Montez Colton outside, that's him blocking, number 84. That's the key right there, is all you have to do is stop the initial momentum of the defender. And the receiver has enough speed and quickness to get up the field very, very fast.
James Killian's got to be going nuts because he hasn't been able to run for a while. Look for him to call his own number.
Or catch the ball. He hasn't caught the ball for about 15 minutes.
Harris stays in at tailback, 2nd down and 4. They run straight ahead, and Hawaii's defense starting to tire. 1st down into Warrior territory at the 43.
Dave, you hit it right on the nose. That front 4 for Hawaii right now is playing on their heels, and their tongues are hanging out. They're tired. They're not used to their offense giving up the ball so quickly. Tulsa weren't getting these yards, tough yards right up the middle in the first half. They're starting to get them here in the 4th quarter. That's a great sign if you're a Hurricane, not so good if you're a Rainbow.
All on Peters on the tackle. 1st down, Tulsa at the Hawaii 43. Play action. Killian throws to his tight end. Blankenship. 1st down inside the 30.
The other thing you feel right now is offensive coordinator Charlie Stubbs for Tulsa is in a rhythm, just like his quarterback. Play action, boot. Get it to Blankenship down there. And remember, he's 214 pounds. He's like an oversized wide receiver. He can make a move out there on a linebacker and still get yards.
Kalili Moku on the tackle for Hawaii, but not before another Tulsa 1st down. Ball resting at the 28. Killian hands it to Parrish. And Parrish just trying to sneak inside the tackles. Gets to the 25. Pickup of 3, 2nd and 7 as we move under 13 minutes. Funga on the stop.
This is a redraw by the quarterback. See his eyes right there? He's looking at the left defensive end, Ala right there for Hawaii. If Ala jumps on that running back, he pulls it, and that time I think he should have pulled it. There was room to run outside.
This is where this Hawaii defense misses Isaac Sepoanga, their leader on defense. He didn't make the trip. Killian, pass complete. Short yardage for Monteith Colton. Elamimian on the stop.
Elamimian does a great job of reacting out of a man-to-man coverage, but you see Killian ended up on his hind end once again. But the important thing is he's made an accurate throw before all that took place. Elamimian right here jumping before Brian had a chance to block him. He got up there and stuffed that quick screen.
3rd and 4. And moments ago, we saw Brad DeVault hit a 49-yarder, so he's well within his range tonight. You see Colton's numbers on the season. Killian looking for a lane. First down to the 15. LeBroy on the stop. Hawaii doesn't know what to do now on defense.
They're absolutely gashing them up front. You can see that defensive line for Hawaii is absolutely getting knocked 4 or 5 yards off the ball. They're gashing them with the running game, and still particularly Killian up the middle on the quarterback draw.
This is a Tulsa football program that had won 2 games in the last 2 years combined. Coming into this season, they are at a 2-game winning streak coming into tonight, and they're looking to grab their first victory in the WAC. Still work to do. Landrum, touchdown! Jermaine Landrum around the end, and Tulsa is in the lead.
This is a great indication of how tired Hawaii's defense is getting. That play wasn't getting outside in the first 3 quarters of this game. He got outside quickly with absolutely no interference right there. Landrum took it around the corner. That wasn't there 3 quarters ago.
Big kick by DeVault, because now it's a 4-point lead for Tulsa with 11:06 to play. The underdog is barking in Tulsa tonight. Sports West College football presentation is brought to you in part by your local Dodge dealer, who invites you to grab life by the horns. Dodge. Tulsa's grabbed the lead 20-16 with 11:06 to play. And Jermaine Landrum with the go-ahead touchdown run.
The big question right now, does Hawaii have any receivers that can step up and make plays for them? Their top 3 receivers, Ilaoa, Cockheran, and Owens are out. Do they have anyone to fill in?
Kick out of the end zone, so no return for Brewster. And Timmy Chang's going to call on Kamine, who's his go-to man now. Jason Rivers, Ross Dickerson, Gerald Welch, Seye Pomele. Those are the boys that are going to have to get it done as you look at our Franklin Covey scoring drive. 68 yards on the march to take the lead. A lead that can go away very quickly with Timmy Chang.
He needs some receivers to step up to the next level for him right now. That's going to be the important thing.
John West in the backfield with Chang. Flag comes down, and it's going to back Hawaii up 5 without ever taking a snap.
Start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. We're down to still one.
June Jones talks about Chang needing to become a better leader, and he believes he's done that thus far this year. That's what they need right here. They need their leader of their offense, really the leader of this team, to settle this entire team down.
Hawaii goes home to host Fresno State next Saturday. Tulsa hits the road for Boise State. Chang under pressure, throws to West. Tulsa's there waiting for him. Jorma Bailey wraps him up. Bailey's a former running back, and he is the leader on this defense. He said if he could change one thing about football, it would be to have no offensive linemen. Because they wouldn't be in his way.
Sure. Bailey does a good job of peeling with the running back right there, keeping the ball in front of him. That's Tulsa's strategy tonight. They're doing a tremendous job right now.
2nd and 15. So West got back to the line of scrimmage. No blitz. Pocket holds up, complete at the 30, first down. And the Warriors will move the chains in a very timely grab by Jason Rivers.
And just too much time for Chang. Dickerson is able to work the middle of the field. Actually, it's Rivers right there. Do a good job of working to that soft spot in the zone. They have man-to-man coverage, but when you give Chang and his receivers that much time, even in man-to-man, they're going to get open.
Todd Graham told us about his strategy. He says the challenging thing is when you sell one way for the blitz, you take a gamble on the other side of man-to-man coverage. Let's see how daring he's going to get down the stretch now that he's protecting the lead. No blitz, and another pass complete. And again, it's Rivers, but forward progress will give him 8.5 yards. Hope wrapped him up and pushed him backwards.
This is the kind of play that Tulsa needs to force Hawaii to make. Rivers does a good job. Just pass the ball, catch the ball, but make this receiving corps for Hawaii do it consistently to get points on the board.
2nd down and 2. Chang again. Pass is caught. A flag is down. It'll be interference. It's just a matter of which color on the jersey. And Tulsa saying it's against Hawaii, and it is.
Jermaine Hope did a great job that time on Rivers, just playing the receiver until the ball gets in the neighborhood, and then you turn and react to the football. Right here at the NC, Hope has great position. The push off in the middle of the back right at the end is what gave Rivers the advantage. That's a penalty.
That's called interference. Gets the offense. 15 yards, previous spot. The down is still 2.
That's called the Randy Moss separation.
Absolutely.
Just a little nudge. And
Michael Irvin before that absolutely made a living pushing off on people, and probably will go into the Hall of Fame. And it isn't that he wasn't a good receiver, but he gained many advantages in his days doing the same very thing.
Pretty clean game, just 7 penalties combined. Now it is 2nd down and 16. And it's going to be 2nd down and 21. Britton Kaumie jumped the gun.
To the snap. False start on the offense. 5 yards, previous spot.
Absolutely losing their composure at this point in time. What is Kaumie split out wide in the slot need to be in a hurry for? There is absolutely no reason ever for a wide receiver to jump. You're looking in at the football.
And with Hawaii, it's amazing. As bad as it gets, they can still just make up for it.
This is just one play for them. 2nd and 21.
But they have not been sharp this entire second half and for most of the second quarter. Here's a quick release with the Hurricane swarm defensively. And a short gain. Miyashiro wrapped up by Josh Dupree.
And Jeremy Davis did a great job too from his left defensive end position, just working his way down the line of scrimmage. The corners do a good job of funneling that screen back inside, but your defensive line have to be hustling down the line of scrimmage to do what they did right there and just kind of engulf that screen.
3rd down and 16. The Warriors are 0 for 6 in their last 6 3rd down conversions. Pressure comes, and Chang launches a rocket. It lands in the next county. And Hawaii's going to have to kick again.
And what you see right now is Tulsa is very comfortable all of a sudden, going man-to-man, bump and run in the secondary. Fletcher and Hope in particular on the outside at the corner position are getting right up into the face of these young receivers. This is the result. There's a little separation, but not enough.
Landrum, who scored the touchdown a minute ago, is back. And Milne standing at his 10-yard line to punt. Tight spiral, fair catch called for at the 34. Good field position for the Golden Hurricane. A 42-yard punt. 8:48 to play. Tulsa 20, Hawaii 16. You're watching college football on Sports West. We're back after a message from your
Learn your lesson.
What is the best story here?
Or you'll be gone.
See you later.
He'll shut you down. Say bye-bye. That's around the horn. Weekdays at 5.
Around the Horn with Max Kellerman, weekdays at 5 on ESPN. Yeah.
So leading Hawaii 20-16 with 8:48 to play. And the Golden Hurricane have the ball at the 35. And has it been a busy night for Killian? Yes, it has. 88 yards rushing. The rest of the team 110. And Killian has 35 yards receiving. And he has thrown for 106.
That pretty much sums it up, doesn't it? He does everything for this football team, and those 88 yards are very valuable yards. They've come in very important down and distances and times in the game. They've been tremendously big plays for this Tulsa team.
Saw Steve Cragthorpe there. His dad, Dave, on the sideline as well. He hired Dave to kind of be an advisor and special assistant. Well, when Dave was head coach at Oregon State, he hired Charlie Stubbs, who is now Steve's offensive coordinator. It's the circle of life. 8:49 to go. Straight ahead. 3 yards. For Hawaii, this is the third of 6 road games this season. They've never had 6 road games in a season in their history, and they've been playing football for a long time. They've lost the first 2, and they've got to have some kind of defensive effort here, get the ball back and score to avoid a loss in day 3 away from Honolulu. And there'll be some tests coming later in the year.
And June Jones says this team, obviously, to win the WAC championship has to be a good road team. Right down there, that's showing that they are.
2nd down and 7. Killian hands it off again. And Parrish dives to the 50. More than enough for a first down. David Gilmore finally gets him to the turf.
Dave, we talked about this. Parrish gets the ball on a speed reverse, and quickly he's outside. The difference is you're not getting all that pursuit from those defensive linemen and linebackers that you were getting early in this game. That's because their tanks are on empty.
Tulsa now with 4 consecutive games of rushing for more than 200 yards. And when you can do that, you can also throw the ball just enough to get you downfield. And 1 touchdown tonight. McQuillar came through the air. Another touchdown came from Landrum on the ground. This team is very balanced. Killian, an amazing fake, and Killian takes it to the 21.
We just talked about that. The last time that they ran this, Killian reads the defensive end, and the last couple of times that defensive end was getting very nosy with that running back. Killian recognized it, pulled it. Tremendous play, but a good read. I mean, that's the thing that he does. He doesn't really make mistakes for this Tulsa team right now.
Killian, 117 yards on the ground. First down, Tulsa from the 21 of Hawaii. Parrish in the backfield. Landrum again. He took it to the end zone last time on this play. He takes it inside the 15. This time down to the 14. Funga wrapping him up. But Landrum gets 7 and sets up 2nd down and 3.
And every time they run this, even if it's not a positive gain, the guys from inside have Funga and the rest of them have to pursue. more goes out of the tank. Are they going to have any left in the next 6.5 minutes here?
2nd and 3. More importantly for Tulsa, the clock continues to run. Parrish in the backfield behind Blankenship. This is Parrish. Parrish inside the 10. 1st and goal. Travis LeBoy on the stop. Uriel Parrish out of Ridgefield Park, New Jersey, just a sophomore, and he's running like a senior.
Great job up front by the offensive line right there. Every one of them getting the push, and more importantly, maintaining their blocks and giving Parrish an opportunity to see everything develop and then find the cutback lane on the backside.
Nearing 6 minutes. Parrish again. Parrish! Touchdown! Houston Alla tried with all his might to keep him from breaking the plane.
Another outside play. You can see Tulsa's offensive linemen are getting out there, but the corresponding defensive linemen from Hawaii are just about a step and a half slow. They're absolutely wore out.
Leonard Peters is down to the right of the end zone. He's being attended to. Sophomore out of Laie, Kahuku High School. 26-16, and the extra point forthcoming. Earlier we caught up with Austin Chadwick, the left tackle on this Golden Hurricane team, a senior, the only senior on that front line, and here's what he had to say about winning and rebuilding at the same time.
We want to win every game we play, but realistically, we're just gonna try to get, as many as we can get, and turn it around from last year and build kind of a foundation to build a program the right way, and to when I look back a couple years from now and everything's thriving and going well, you can say that we helped build this thing, build a foundation for it. So
that's absolutely a picture-perfect perspective by a senior offensive lineman. It's about laying a foundation for things to come down the road. He understands that, and that's why they're having the success now, is because they're not trying to get everything done. They're doing the things that they do well, offensively and defensively, and if that isn't good enough to win games right now, so be it, but let's do what we do and do it well. Right now, it's going to win them a football game, apparently.
Chadwick out of Union High School right here in Tulsa. An anchor on that offensive line, which has really controlled the line of scrimmage midway through the 3rd quarter and certainly throughout the 4th, as Peters is up and walking off under his own strength, which is good to see. Extra point coming up. This will give Tulsa an 11-point lead. And it's already been quite a night for Brad DeVault. 49-yard field goal, a career best. DeVault on the extra point, and it's good. 5:59 to go. It's now Tulsa 27 and Hawaii 16. The team picked to finish last is beating the team picked to finish first in the 16 Tulsa in a game that was once 16-3 for Hawaii. And there's Parrish, 9-yard touchdown run, 6-play, 65-yard drive.
And just flat wore him out up front. Tulsa's offensive line flat wore him out.
Michael Brewster's been itching to take a kickback. This one, little deep, drops it, and he'll have to drop a knee. So Timmy Chang and the Warriors will start it from the 20. We've had a great crew here in Tulsa tonight, especially up in the booth. Greg Chrysler, Sean Moran, and Terry Wallets. Thank you very much. Excellent job. This is our maiden voyage in Tulsa with Sports West, and we look forward to being back many times.
Hey, the way this game is going, they're going to want us back, I think.
We will not be invited to the islands, however. 240 yards for Chang. 5:59 to go. Still plenty of time. If they can just get something going. Chang goes deep and overthrows everyone again. In Las Vegas, late in the game, once UNLV had pulled ahead of Hawaii, the panic mode set in and Chang was picked off two times, and it sealed the game for the Rebels. See if he has a little more composure here with plenty of time on the clock. But a pick, and it's all over. Chang has been picked off 6 times this season, including one earlier in the game. Here's a handoff right up the middle and lots of green for big West Keliikipi, a 266-pound junior.
That's a good play. You still have plenty of time with this style of offense. I mean, you need a couple of touchdowns. You have to be in a hurry, but this play is a big play for them. The draw play is just another version, really, of a mediocre pass for this type of offense.
Chang to throw it. Steps up in the pocket and throws behind the intended receiver, Britton Kamine. Clock stops with 5:29 to go, and it is 2nd down and 10.
The important thing here is he gets a little pressure from the backside. He's coming right there, and it forces him to step up in the pocket a little bit. Because remember, Timmy Chang feels that as good as any quarterback in the country. So he's moving forward. It's hard to be accurate when you're moving out of the pocket.
2nd and 10. Blitz is on. Chang dodges them all, and he picks up 3 yards. It'll be 3rd and 7. Running for his life back there. Sherman Sept leading the pursuit.
And they're really getting a semblance of consistent pressure on him right now, which is almost unheard of. They're getting right in his hip pocket. And then more importantly, they're pursuing him until they actually get him to the ground, which is a rarity.
Chang is out. Jason Wielden is in on 3rd down and 7. Interesting time to swap quarterbacks. Wielden hands it off, and on 3rd and 7, they got the 1st down. Keliikipi again. Alexander on the stop. He is just a 260-pound volcano running downfield.
Wow, interesting decision here by Coach Jones, and he knows his players better than obviously we do. But at this point in time of the game, a quarterback that's on his way to be the most prolific passer in NCAA history, this is an interesting development right here.
Wielden played in the Appalachian State game, hasn't seen a whole lot of time since. 9-yard completion. And Kamine on the catch.
And I think that Coach Jones just didn't like what he was seeing out of Chang. You know, he was a little bit antsy in the pocket, making his throws in a rushed way and not accurate. So bring Weldon in and see what he can get done.
Weldon stays in the pocket, has a man open, but overthrows Kamine. It'll be 3rd and 1 with such short yardage. You can certainly gamble downfield. Tulsa's had a tough time dealing with Keliikipi. And on 3rd and 1, you figure he's a candidate to see the ball again. But there's just 3:49 on the clock.
Yeah, it's getting that time where you have to get this ball in the end zone.
Hawaii 5 of 12 on 3rd down. Considering they started the game 4 of 4, you get the feeling of what's happened to him. Blitz is on. Wielden throws incomplete. Intended for Rivers. Good coverage by Oliver Fletcher. And now it is 4th and 1.
That's really what Tulsa has discovered toward the end of the first half. and in the second half is they have the defensive backs to cover this receiving core. You keep a safety in the middle of the field, turn everyone loose man-to-man on their receivers, and Fletcher does a great job right here. When the receiver reaches for the ball, you put your hand up if you're a defensive back.
4th down and 1. Wielden from the shotgun. Game on the line. Blitz is on, and Wielden has the first down and keeps Hawaii's hopes alive. He dives inside the 35 to the 34. Michael Adet on the stop. And Wielden, like Chang, very elusive back there.
They were overloading the left flat, but Wielden does what is there. He's a quarterback a lot of times. Nothing is there. Make something out of nothing, especially when the game is on the line and it's 4th and 1.
So a new set of downs. Another blitz. Wielden with time to throw. Throws to the sideline and incomplete. He could have picked up about 8 yards had he kept it. And the clock will stop with 3:23 to go. Hawaii still needing 2 scores.
And that was actually chasing a linebacker, chasing a running back down the sideline. Did a good job. They ran kind of a wheel route to the flatten up. Ledet was right in his hip pocket.
2nd and 10. No blitz. Here comes pressure, and Wielden. Down he goes. Incomplete pass, or will they call it a sack? Jeremy Davis came storming through.
I think they're going to call it a sack. The other question would be, if it's not a sack, this ball, he's outside the tackle box. It has to go past the line of scrimmage. It doesn't do that either. It's either a sack or it's intentional grounding.
They've marked it at the 41, so we'll give Davis credit for a sack. And it's 3rd and 16, and the Warriors are going the wrong way. No blitz. Wielden, all kinds of time, airmails it into the bench. 4th down and 16. It is an interesting move because Wielden stood on the sideline on a relatively cool night and hadn't thrown a pass much until all of a sudden the game's on the line, 4 minutes to go, and he's in.
And June Jones is the head coach, and he's a very good offensive-minded coach, probably one of the best, if not the best in the country. I totally disagree, having said all that, with that move right there.
As bad as Chang may have been, he is still Timmy Chang. 4th and 16. Wielden. Intercepted. Nick Bunting. Bunting, a freshman out of Holland Hall High School here in Tulsa, his 2nd pick of the season.
And instead of focusing on the quarterback, focus on this Tulsa defense. Nick Bunting, middle linebacker, continuing to drop deep into coverage. And you have to, if you're the quarterback, 4th and 16, you have to force a throw to try to get something done. I don't take that young man off the field, regardless. He's who's going to carry this team all the way through the end of the season.
Timmy Chang chews on as Tulsa comes out to chew up the rest of the clock. 2:41 to go. Hawaii has all 3 timeouts, but what they haven't been able to do in this second half is stop the Golden Hurricane. Parrish again moves to the middle of the field, gets 3 hard yards. Hiram Peters makes the tackle, and Hawaii calls timeout with 2:30 to go.
Parrish does a great job of being patient behind the line of scrimmage and bouncing that where you need to bounce. You don't always have to just duck your head and fly up in the line of scrimmage, and you have to run hard, but be patient, give your offensive lineman a chance to open up something for you.
Sports West is your source for sports on the internet. Find the latest information on schedules and upcoming telecasts, and be sure to enter to win exciting prizes, tickets, and special promotions from these featured sponsors. Log on now at sportswest.tv, powered by I4 Solutions. Dave McCann, Kelly Stoffer, nice to have you with us on this Saturday night in the Western Athletic Conference. And as this score pops up on the scoreboards around the WAC tonight, there will be some very surprised second looks.
Shocked is the word, I think, Dave. Absolutely shocked, and that man's probably more shocked than anybody. And that young man coming off the sideline in a time in a game when, if you're a competitor and you're as good as Timmy Chang is, you want to be on the field trying to help your team out. And what I question is, what's his mental outlook as you go forward as the quarterback? I mean, quarterbacks sometimes can do a lot more thinking about those situations than they need to. We'll see how mentally tough Timmy is going forward.
We don't know if he's injured. Didn't appear to be. Just appeared to get the hook. Killian takes a big hit, falls forward to the 43 for 3 more. And that will bring up 3rd down and 4. LeBoy and Kernan on the stop. Dave Cragthorpe, what a victory this will be if it holds up in just his first year to have 3 wins already. And especially to start conference play by beating the team favored to win the conference. And what this does for his team's confidence and morale as they hit the road for Boise State. The big play of the 4th quarter is presented by Xbox Live. And here's the Xbox big play. And it comes from a freshman.
You'll see Nick Bunting right here dropping deep into his coverage, forcing the quarterback to make a bad throw. But remember, that 4th and 16, if there's ever a time for a quarterback to force it, it's that time right there. But Nick did what he was supposed to do, make it difficult on the quarterback.
Cragthorpe, 38 years old. He's been around the block, certainly. Spent a couple of years with the Bills. He's on the staff at Northern Arizona, North Texas, Boston College, Texas A&M. Growing up as the son of a coach, his dad, Dave Cragthorpe, was hired as an assistant at BYU when Steve was 5. So that kept him around the BYU program for 10 years. Hung out with guys like McMahon, Gifford Nielsen, Mark Wilson. Says one of his career or lifelong highlights was when Brian Billick taped him to a tackling dummy after practice. Billick, now the Ravens coach, was a tight end at BYU, but he's just lived and loved football his entire life, and he'll walk off the field tonight knowing that his program has taken a giant step forward.
Oh, man. And I absolutely love his approach to this game, the way that he understands. He admits that he had to be an optimist to even take this job in the beginning, but then he comes in and the first step is to begin to build a foundation. And then once you have a system in place, you've had a year or two to recruit that type of athlete to fit the system, and then it's lights out. But this is a bonus to actually win games this early.
First down. Hawaii with 1 timeout remaining, and that first down will just about do it. They might need 1 more.
This type of game and these type of victories are for the Austin Chadwicks of the world. You know, the veteran offensive lineman that has been in this program only won a couple of games. It's for players like that to send the seniors out with a good taste in their mouth, and really something that was unexpected. They can be a part of building a program and look back with pride concerning that.
First and 10, and the clock is on the move. And it's Parrish again. I think Parrish just wants to try and rush for more yards than his quarterback. It must be a pride thing now. Gilmore on the stop, but this will be one of the big wins for Tulsa. Keith Burns had a pretty good season. Picked up 5 wins back in 2000. But this will be the first time since then that they've had 3 consecutive victories and 3 wins this early into October, and those are incredible numbers for a warrior of his own on the other side of the ball.
Done everything possible to help this team to victory.
Parrish again, and he explodes over the left side. Another first down.
And I think they might have discovered themselves a pretty good 1-2 combination, or actually 1-2-3. If you throw Richardson in the mix, you now have Parrish that I think comes in and gives you a slightly different element because he has a little bit more zip to get to the corner quicker, and that was an example of it right there.
Parrish with 15 carries, 94 yards and a score, career best. Richardson 11 carries, 36 yards, and Killian kept it 16 times.
And that really is the play. Getting to the edge against this Hawaii team has absolutely wore them out.
And they'll put a knee down and watch time tick away. And a timeout has been called. And it's called by Hawaii. They're third and final. You can't take them back to the island, so you might as well use them up. And they do. And they have no more. I mean, it just gives this crowd a chance. And it's a sparse crowd with Oklahoma and Oklahoma State in action tonight. But this band of loyalists have certainly enjoyed a pretty good time. At the conclusion of the game, we present the most valuable performance, presented by NordicTrack.com. Life's an adventure. Get ready for it online. And tonight's NordicTrack.com MVP is James Killian, a junior quarterback out of Medford, Oklahoma.
And he did it in every way possible, running the football as we've seen there. But he also, once he got his feet on the ground a little bit, he also was able to throw the ball accurately, which is very important.
And Steve Cragthorpe.
Actually, I think that was Todd Graham that got the cold water.
Cragthorpe looked dry. Let's see if they're going after him. And they are, and they got him. That's the price of victory. It's a chilly one, but it comes on a great night for the University of Tulsa.
And some might say you save that for a championship. Not if you're Tulsa. They're not used to winning football games. Let the kids enjoy themselves.
You don't know how many there'll be down the road. Tonight, it is their night. And Tulsa has battled back from a 16-6 deficit to soundly defeat Hawaii 27-16. And it turns the WAC upside down here on the first Saturday in October. The Golden Hurricane improved to 3-2, 1-0 in the WAC. And Hawaii drops to 2-3, 1-1 in conference, 0-3 on the road. Our final score, Tulsa 27, Hawaii 16. You're watching college football on Sports West. Back after a message from your local station.
They had 2 blocks, so they figure we'll fake one. It'll work that way. It leads to the big pass to Sammy Parker, and then the touchdown run, 2-yarder by Kellen Clemens. He gets in there, lands on his gut. I'd have thrown up, but he scored a touchdown.
You know, there was a little stuff for Utah. Savoy from Smith beating the press coverage for a long touchdown pass, and Oregon struggling defensively again in the secondary.
There was a 69-yard strike to Savoy. Warfield lowers the boom on Keith Lewis, who came up from a safety spot, helped Kevin Mitchell make the tackle. Warfield rushed for 40 yards to lead all rushers in the game in the first half, and you can add 8 to that total.
And he's averaging 131 a game, so he's below that average, but you saw he was averaging 4.4 at half. He goes 8 yards there. He's opening up. It's all about setting it up, and he may break one.
Yeah, we never got back to Alex's story about the cookies. He's particularly good with making Texas brownies.
Got to get back to Alex
and
with that.
Earlier in the year, Coach Meyer's wife, Shelley, made him chocolate chip cookies, and she told Coach Meyer's wife the cookies weren't, or he told Coach Meyer's wife the cookies weren't very good.
He ripped the coach's wife's cookies?
Told her to use more Crisco.
Oh, no.
And he's still playing.
Yeah, he is still playing. I don't know if Urban knows his star running back was ripping his wife's chocolate chip cookies.
Just can't. You got to just eat them, smile, and say they're great. Thank you, may I have another, you know?
Yeah, if he might get more carries if he says he likes the cookies.
But see, she's perplexed by all this. I don't think he's concerned about the cookies right now.
I don't think so a bit. She is. She's saying, what are they talking about?
After the deep ball fell incomplete, 3rd down and a long 2. And the whistle stops the play.
They want to tell you what play that was going to be.
Stropchen.
Yeah.
Prior to the snap, ball start, offense, 5-yard penalty.
Here's Alex.
Well, Sean, after Urban Meyer's kicker missed 2 field goals in the first half, he said that he will change his game plan in the second half. He said on 4th and short, he will go for it on 4th and about 7 yards or more. He said that he will go back to his kicker, Brian Boris, and possibly go to his backup kicker. Now, Brian did practice during the half. He made a field goal from 35 yards, Sean.
Well, he's had a shaky career. He was only 11 for 21 kicking field goals last year and missed 4 extra points. Nice throw and catch. Alex Smith to Travis Latondras for the first down out at the 38-yard line. 3rd catch of the night for the former walk-on Latondras, who's also a 2nd-degree black belt in Taekwondo.
What a great job. Moa, the tight end, was the one that ran the deep route. Latondras just stopped, found the hole. Didn't have to use any Taekwondo moves there.
No.
Smith put it right on the button.